Good evening, everybody. Good evening, all of you here. I hope I'm here with you and we are live now. Yep. So our tie breaks are going to happen today, and Gukesh is going to play against Daniel Dubois, guys, and Vidit Gujrathi is also going to play today against Alexander Fear. We are hoping that they are both are going to win the tie breaks. So that's what we are rooting for. Our youngster Gukesh has already started the game, guys. If you are new here, guys, don't forget to like the stream, okay? And we will be going through the games like what happened till now, because they played some of the moves and it was a quick game, means quick moves. Okay, we'll just go through it. Catalan opening has been played. Usually this is what they play. Hello Butterscotch, good to have you here. And you can see like this bishop d7 bishop c6 line is getting very popular in Catalan in this World Cup. We are looking at this line quite often, right? And then bishop g5 is played, knight d7. In one of the previous games we saw that bishop f4 was also played, and then they managed to exchange that bishop with bishop d6 and bishop into f4. But okay, this time bishop g5 has been played, a5, and then rook to d1, then h6, bishop captures bishop, and knight f6 was played, knight e5. Exchange this is the whole idea of putting this bishop on c6 square, that whenever the knight moves we are going to exchange the light square bishop. Hello Nitin, good evening. And Swarang also, hello Swarang, good to have you here. Today's games will be, guys, a little bit faster, so stay tuned with me and enjoy the games. We are going to definitely have fun, and we are hoping that our both stars, that the youngster Gukesh as well as our India's number 3 Vidit Gujrathi are going to go through the battle and they will qualify for the third round, right? So c6 here, everything seems to be okay. Equal position is, we will go to the with this game also very quickly, guys. Let's check it out. Where is our Mr. Vidit is playing? Okay, Vidit's game, okay, it is identical, almost similar thing is there. Vidit is playing with the black pieces. What opening they have played, let's check it out. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6. Okay, Rai Lopez opening, knight into e4. Okay, knight d6. This is what actually played in before match also. And okay, this is a really interesting opening. Bishop into knight into e5, rook into e5, and castles, d4, bishop f6, bishop rook goes back in this situation, rook to e8. Okay, I'll just check it out last one time. And now c3, b6, capture, queen e7. They went for the queen exchanges now. Okay, the queen exchanges are on the board. Okay, queen exchange happened on the board. Bishop into e7, bishop into d6. I think he will just capture here. And okay, let's see. After this, Vidit is having 2 bishops and a rook. White is having, means Alexander Fear is having a bishop and a knight and a rook. And let's figure out whether he can take any advantage of 2 bishops in the endgame or not. Great challenges for Gukesh, as Dubois is very strong top player. Yes, Dubois is definitely a very strong player, and our youngster Gukesh has held quite well in first 2 rounds, that is classical. But I will tell you one thing, like the more you will be going into the shorter time control, like Dubois is going to enjoy more. So let's see. I think like the best chance for Gukesh is in the rapid section, right? What do you think, guys? Please let me know in the chat. Please let me know. I'm there to help you to understand the things which are going on here, and I will also enjoy the games with you. And one more thing is there, after this stream we will be most probably going to stream Anand versus Kramnik no castling match also, so stay tuned for that also. But first we will cover up this thing, and then we'll go to the Anand versus Kramnik. So there will be 2 streams today, back to back. So stay tuned with me. Okay, do like the stream, guys, do like the stream. Let's reach 100 likes today. We'll try at least for that. The more you like, more we will reach to people, and people will also enjoy with us. This is a chess World Cup, guys, and I just want to reach to more people so that they will support our youngsters, our Indian players, because we need all their support. All of your support needed is there. Okay, So e5 has been played. Coming back to chess, what is okay? D5, he did not go for the exchanges. Maybe what's going to happen, maybe he just wants to capture on c6 square here. That is one of the idea. Okay, bishop b4 has been played. Maybe the idea is to capture here, and then capture knight into d5. That might be Gukesh idea here to get the pawn in the game. Or maybe he is going to go for c into d5 after bishop into c3. After bishop into c3. Let's see. Okay, I'll just quickly go to Vidit's game also here. Let's check it out. What is happening in Vidit's game? Oh, he allowed this thing. That's kind of surprising to me. It's knight a3, bishop b7, queen here, and bishop into d6. Okay, and here they are still thinking. But on the previous occasion when we looked at, I'll just refresh the page. Right. Okay, bishop d6, bishop into d6, knight came on b5 square. The bishop cannot really move in this situation, because if we move the bishop, the pawn on c7 will be hanging in that case, guys. So you have to double your pawns here. Okay, fine. He plays bishop to c6. He captures, and with its pawn structure looks a little bit shaky to me. And well, even if the rook comes here, I hope the position should miss. Before the rook comes on e8, I think he will play rook to e1, and resulting this bishop endgame with pawns, identical pawns are there, but these two pawns are doubled. I think Vidit needs to defend the situation quite well. Okay, maybe he wants to just fight it out in the game when he will be having the white pieces with the black pieces. He just want to hold on to the position, nothing else. Maybe we'll figure it out, these things, guys. We'll figure it out. And guys, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel also. Yeah, so basically this situation which is there on the board, let's think about the position, because our players are thinking about this position quite deeply, I guess. So we will also think about the situation. Will Vidi win? Yeah, Rajat, obviously we are we are hoping that Vidit to win this tiebreak, nothing else. We are here to support our Vidit and Gukesh. Both are our stars and we are supporting them here. So for the support of Vidit, we can even write it down like this, like Vidit OP in the chat, guys, or Gukesh OP in the chat, because Gukesh is our youngster who is playing against a world-class player like Dubo, who has won many great tournaments until now. So it's a very difficult match for Gukesh, but he's playing great chess. I'm really happy to cover this game also for us. Okay, e4 has been played. The pawn on d5 is now protected. As I was talking about earlier, the point of bishop to b4 was to capture on c3, bc3, and then capture on d5. So white protects the pawn on d5. Maybe I think like this pawn can become a crucial point in the game, because there is always a threat of having this pawn as a passed pawn. That's what I think in this situation. But okay, black is not having that many big weaknesses in this situation. We can simply play rook to d8 and play against this pawn. Yes, Rajat, Vidit and Gukesh OP. Thanks. Okay. There are many other games also which are very important and which are kind of interesting, but for now we will just stick to these two games. One more interesting game which is going on is between two youngsters, guys. This game between Sindaro and Firoza is the battle of youngsters, we can say. And Firoza has played knight to g4. Oh my god, what did he play? He just played knight to g4, guys. You cannot really capture this pawn, this knight, because if you capture here, then queen into g2 will be a check and mate. So that's not a possibility in this situation. The knight is attacking on e3. It is also attacking on h2, and the situation is kind of getting tensed, because you can see that this bishop is also a little bit restricted in this situation. So if black gets more play in this situation, then black should be better. So Firoza has already sacrificed a pawn, I can say. Here I'll just go through the game, what happened in this game. Okay, the knight came here and a b5. Well, interesting. Oh wow, tactic. He did not sacrifice, guys. I don't think so he sacrificed. He missed out on this thing. Maybe because bishop d6 and knight into c6, this sacrifice came on the board, because if you cannot really capture queen into c6 because of obvious reason. Bishop will capture on b5 and there will be a pin. You will just lose the queen in that case. Hi Himank, good to have you here. Well, that's not something possible here. So I think like he just missed out on this thing, or was it a preparation from his side? We never know. Maybe b4 first was much more better. But okay, he played bishop to d6, knight into c6. He sacrificed one pawn. b4 has been played. Maybe he sacrificed because, as we can see in the game, the bishop on b7 is pretty strong and it is aiming towards this bishop diagonal. So I think he sacrificed the pawn. That might be his preparation, because he will not miss out on this such a simple tactic. The knight c6, bishop b5 is coming. Okay, the activity is there for sure. Knight to f5. Oh, Mahi, you're saying like engine is showing white is better, but it's matter of one move and black will be much more better. Yeah, I think like that's what I think. Like, it's not about the engine, but the thing is that black is the one who is having very active pieces, and whenever you have active pieces, you get lots of chances in the situation. As he has played h5, he had made it clear that he is going for the king straight away. He's not going to slow down anytime. And then he plays this b3 move also, like not allowing this bishop to come in the game, because now d pawn cannot be played, b pawn cannot be played. And okay, what to do? Like, he played c4, then queen c6 attacking there, and knight jumps on the g4 square, attacking so many things. Oh, Vidit OP, Gukesh OP, pleasant coverage. Thank you Prachiti. And we will go to the Vidit's game once again now. Let's check it out, what is happening with this game. Did they play any move? Okay, after seat captures d6, a4 has been played. a5 is the usual idea, so he stops that thing with a5 move, and now f3. Well, g6 has been played, king comes on in the game. Now it is battle of patience, guys. I'll say, can we put king to d7 in that? Where are you talking about, Himank? Where do you want to put the king on d7? Are you talking about this game or some other game? Bishop to c4 has been played, guys. Now I'm hoping like maybe rook to e1 might be played in this situation, and from black side we need to start getting some counterplay, because if you play d5, then what about this bishop? Like, this bishop is not having any good square, so we cannot really play d5 immediately, but white is the one who might play d5, and then this bishop will be restricted. So it's a little bit confusing position what Vidit should do. Well, you are thinking like the rating difference, but I think you don't know his opponent. He has won against many strong players. Okay, he is a pretty strong youngster. You cannot underestimate him. He has won against many top players. He has played in World Rapid and Blitz also. In last 2 World Rapid and Blitz, he played awesome chess, and this is the Rapid game. So that youngster, I have seen him in playing in India. So he is really strong, and now he has matured also. And like, one more thing is like, as far as I remember, his coach is also a grandmaster, a very well-known coach in Uzbekistan, and he always travels with him, and right from the very young age. So obviously Alireza is a supernatural talented player. He works very hard, but you know, like other player, you cannot really underestimate. That's what I'm saying. Vidi game, did he again fall in preparation? Well, he did not fall for preparation, I don't think so. Yeah, he is playing equal chess, I think, equal position he is playing. He did not fall for any preparation. This is normal position for him. Maybe he just want to play equal game with the black pieces, and he will be trying more with the white pieces. That's what I think. Like that's what like I have seen Vidit ever since he was a kid, and I even played with him when he was 11 years old in a tournament. And before that I know him, like, because he stays very near to my place. So his main strength is white pieces, and he can just grind down his opponent with white pieces. So maybe he's just waiting for his chance to come in the white pieces, and then he will grind down his opponent for sure. Guys, you can be a little bit active also in the chat. You can send me a message if you have any doubts about any position or any game. You can ask me any question related to chess. Okay, don't be shy. And thanks for being there. Okay, we will come to our youngster. Okay, bishop d5. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Like in the previous position, when I made this arrow like d5, I was talking about whether to play d5 or not. It's a little bit confusing because once you play d5, your bishop is a little bit more restricted in this situation, right? And now we need to think about our bishop on c6. What to do about this bishop? Okay, and another thing which I am concerned about from Vidit's side is that rook e1 followed by rook e7 or something like that, or maybe he'll just control the e file. So we need to take care of that thing also. One chance is there to play f6 followed by king f7, or maybe f5 followed by king to f7, so that we will be covering the e7 square for sure. Shreyas, bhai, Vidit jit jayega. Well, definitely he will win the tie breaks, but about this game, I'm doubtful. Like he should just manage to be equalized, or maybe he is trying to just equalize it, because his position is not that great. Because his bishop is restricted, opponent's bishop is a little bit strong bishop. Because I'll tell you one thing about the bishops, okay? Whenever you have bishops on the board, in that situation you need to pay attention to the pawn structure, and the more pawns you have on the same color of your bishop, like the way it is here, black is having the light square bishop and his pawns are on the light square, then your bishop will be a little bit restricted. What you need to have is like your pawn should be on the opposite color of your bishop. The way white's bishop is there, light square, the pawns are on the dash square, so white is a little bit better, I'll say, compared to the bishops. Okay, Mahi is saying like, of course he's a strong player, but I like Nihal did playing a little complicated position in French in round 1 and win. I think Aliza will do the same. Yeah, means see, there is no doubt that Ali Riza is a super like strong player, and he is constantly playing against top players like Carlsen and Anand, whatnot. Like he has won against almost every top player in shorter time control. So obviously when it comes to the shorter time control, Ali Riza is the favorite. He has even won against Hikaru Nakamura also many times. So obviously that is there, but I just wanted to go to that game because that is like the battle of the young ages. That's what I will say. Oh, Rishabh, if the both game gets ended in a equal position, means draw happen in both cases, then they will be playing shorter time control. That is a blitz, we call it. And in blitz, even if that blitz means they will be playing 2 blitz games, if those 2 blitz games are also drawn, or if one side wins and other side wins, then also in that case the third and the final match will be Armageddon. Armageddon game is very important because in Armageddon what happens is like white player will be getting less time. He will be getting 5 minutes and black player will be getting 6 minutes, and in that time like he will be having 1 extra minute, and the point is no, white will be getting 1 extra minute, sorry, but the point is like black needs to just draw the game, nothing else. If black draws the game or if he wins the game, he proceeds to the next round, and if like anytime it's a draw, I told you about this thing, but for white it is compulsory to win. So that if that Armageddon game happens, then the player who is having the white pieces must win that in that situation. So I hope that today Armageddon game will not happen, because that will be too much pressure. And if by any chance if you are having white pieces, then you have to win at any cost. Yeah, I just want him to play AD. He shouldn't lose today. yeah, that's one of the possibilities. Like if he wins, then he is going to play against AD, and but that is a little bit sad also, that one of the Indian will be knocked out. one of the Indian will be knocked out, because AD and VD are like very close friends, and if they are going to play against each other, then one of them will go out, because you cannot just both of them cannot really proceed to the next round. So I hope that in coming next rounds, Indians will not meet Indians, but at some point it will definitely happen. Pragyan is saying like, sir, please make a video on Grunfeld defense. I'm suffering a lot against d4. Yeah, sure. One thing I would like to tell Pragyan, if you really want to improve your Grunfeld, then check out the games by Peter Swidler. Peter Swidler is well-known player in Grunfeld. He is considered as one of the best players right now. Means in this era, in last 5 to 6 years, he is considered as the best player in the world when it comes to Grunfeld defense. So you can check out his games, definitely. Okay. Hi Bikram. Good to have you here, guys. Good to have you, guys. Whoever new is here, don't forget to like the stream. Okay. The more you will like, we will reach more people, and then it will be much more fun also, because the chat will be active. I will also enjoy with you, and we will definitely going to enjoy our superstars game. Vidit is playing. We are focusing on Vidit's game, but as you know, like they have already petered out to the end game, and they are having more than 15 minutes on the clock. So they are going to take up their time. They're going to think about the situation, and they will try to grind down their opponents. But okay, Vidit's, as I said, like the color of the bishop, whichever colored bishop you have, light square bishop in this situation, the light square pawns are there, so this bishop is little bit restricted. So let's see. Double isolated pawn, look at the bishop. VD has to go for a draw. His opponent is the one who will press. Yeah, definitely. Vidit needs to just make sure that it is equal position. But okay, thinking about the position a little bit practically, I think for Vidit, the only try is to play b5. If he goes for b5, then ab5 means you can prepare for b5. You can play rook to b8 and then b5. If ab5, then rook into b5, then the pawn on b2 will be targeted. So at least Vidit will get some target in the position where he can hit. So because all other pawns are not like where he can really hit. If the pawn comes on the g3 square, then white doesn't need to worry about the endgame if it's just bishop endgame. And by any chance, if the rooks gets exchanged in the situation, then white will be clearly better in that situation. So I hope Vidit will not exchange the rooks in this situation. He'll just hold on to the position and try to just make this a peaceful draw. Oh, Vadlamani, thank you for joining us here. Thank you very much. It's been a long time, I will say, but I'm back now, and I will be having more coverage, and I'm already putting lots of videos related to World Cup. Do check it out, guys, my latest videos which I'm putting about the World Cup. I hope you are enjoying those videos also, and I'll be streaming every single day about the World Cup till the last. So feel free to be there, ask me questions, and I'll be there to answer all of your questions. Good to have you here, sir. Okay, so now b5. See, I was talking about b5, but I was thinking about b5 after rook b8, but Vidit goes for the b5 immediately. He said like, okay, no, I want to just activate my bishop. Now if ab5 is played, bishop into b5, then maybe bishop will go to c4 square, and then he will hit the pawn on b4, b2. Yeah, but Mahi, he's doing something here in this position. He's trying to activate the bishop by playing b5. That was his only chance, and if the bishop gets activated somewhere here on this diagonal, then I think Vidit should be fine in this situation. He doesn't need to worry about this thing. And at any point, if he manages to put the bishop on e4 square, if he gets the d3 square followed by bishop to e4, then I think he should be fine. Oh, Shreyas is like, this is the first time I saw your channel, and I feel you should get more watching than the great man, great experience. Thank you very much. Oh, you were searching for my coverage for the World Cup. Thank you, Vadlamani. Sir, which is the right time to break in the center? Well, I will say like when you are well prepared, then only you should break into the center, because the thing is that when you open up the center, it means that your pieces are getting opened up, means more room for your pieces. So if you have more pieces like which are developed towards the center, then you will get the advantage. Otherwise, if you don't have your pieces towards the center and if you're opening up the center, then you are gone. That is not something you should do. Oh, Pratichi, a new sub. Thank you for subscribing. Enjoying explanation service. Could you follow Padmini's game in between as well? She's playing a tiebreak too. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'll check it out because these games are going a little bit slow. We'll go to Padmini's game. She's also our star. Just 1 minute. Okay, Padmini is playing against Sara Sadat Khadem Salar. Very strong player from Iran, I will say. And what's going to happen here in this situation? She's playing with the white pieces. Okay, she just played bishop to a3, guys. Okay, Padmini has played bishop to a3, and okay, this queen looks a little sad there behind this pawns. That's what I can say. And these two pawns are there from the Padmini side. Both the rooks are also there on these two files, backing up the pawns. So in a way, I feel like, see, on the board you can understand one more thing, that bishops are of the opposite color, right? So whenever the bishops are of opposite color, the side which is having the attack will definitely get more chances to like attack freely, because your opponent's bishop cannot really interfere in your attack. That's the most important thing about the opposite color bishop. So here, if Padmini manages to activate the bishop anyhow, then I think like she will be on top. She'll be on top for sure. Yeah, Mahi in that game getting the bishop on e4 is tough, but at least Vidit will definitely get the bishop on a6 to f1 diagonal if the pawn on b5. We'll check out that thing. We'll check out that thing. Yes, by the way, who is the most aggressive Indian player by nature as per you? As per nature or as per the game you are talking about? Can you just be a little bit specific? Because by nature, I know many people, but they like, you know, like you behave with somebody according to your friendship with them. Like if you are friendly with them, then you are more open. If you are not friendly with somebody, then you are not open. So Yash, please tell me, like, do you want to know about their playing style, like aggressive playing style, or you are just talking about the nature of their playing style or something like that? What's his bishop are exchanged in Vidit's game? Is the rook endgame fine for him? Yeah, rook endgame should be fine, Mahi, for sure. Okay, we'll go through the Padmini's game. What happened in the game? Italian opening was played here in this game. That's what I can see. D4 she went for, and D5. Wow, interesting. As far as I know, this is one of the most played openings. Like, this is a very famous structure. The black doubles the pawn, but the thing is that by doubling the pawns, black usually gets the double bishop. So here Padmini went for f3. Okay, she is saying that the knight on e4 is a strong piece, needs to be kicked out, and she plays that thing, f4, knight to e4, and now bishop to e3. And okay, the idea of queen b8 to queen b6 is a very interesting idea, because this is the only weakness which I can see in white's camp, and black is like exerting on that weakness, some pressure. So a5, knight to d2. The knight is exchanged, and now this is the situation which we are there on the board. The opposite color bishops are there on the board, and well, bishop to a3, bishop d5, and they're waiting for the initiative. That's what I will say. The moment Padmini will get the initiative in this situation, maybe she will try to play c3, and if this is exchanged, then the pawn on c5 will be under attack. So guys, we will be like keeping an eye on Padmini's game also, because this is also very important game for us as an Indian, and the other games are obviously there. So I will even put one photo of Padmini. I forgot to put her photo. I will write it down, and I'll just add her photo, because that is something I missed. Sorry about that thing, but now I'm going to correct my mistake. I'm going to put Padmini's pic also here in our poster. Just give me a second, guys. Let me get Padmini's photo. Yeah, okay. The photo is almost there, guys. I'm just adding it to stream now. Just few seconds and it will be added. Just 2 minutes, give me. I'm adding Padmini's photo so that you will also feel a little bit nice if the Padmini is also there with us here. Okay, Padmini is there with us, guys. Chinmay Bhau, thank you Chinmay Bhau for being there. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah. Okay, we will go to the Gukesh game also. We'll check it out, Gukesh game. What's happening in Gukesh game? Okay, we were at this situation where the pawn was on e4 was played and queen c5 he played. He captured the knight over here. He captured d5. Oh, I think this was the main. This is not that cool. He just went out because the queen was attacked here, guys. The queen was attacked in that situation. I think he shouldn't have allowed that thing. And d5 pawn is captured. The center pawn is there. Okay, Gukesh is having one extra pawn on the other side of the board, but the center pawn is a very strong pawn, and it's kind of difficult when your opponent pawn has already arrived on the 7th rank, that too in the just 25 moves in the game. Wow, wow. I can understand Gukesh is in trouble because this rook is not coming in the game, and this rook is stuck here. So white will definitely try to do something in this. Okay, knight into d7 is one of the ideas here. 1, 2 and 3 attackers are there, and white is having only 2 attackers. But the point is, if you play knight into d7, then anytime I think this rook will be pinning on this knight. So should we go for that thing or not? That is the question in this situation. Miss Gukesh is in big trouble, that's what I will say. Okay, Yash is asking like, yes, also since we already have candidates and world championship, what is the relevance of World Cup? Even if one wins it, how is it different from the world champion, unlike other sports? Well, according to the like, okay, for the world championship, this tournament is important because the top 2 players from the World Cup will be qualified for the candidates, and that from that candidates tournament, they will definitely, the winner will be qualified for the to be the challenger for the world championship, right? So this tournament is relevant in that sense to be, this is the part of the world championship cycle in chess. But directly if you win the World Cup, then you cannot say like, okay, he is the world champion. That's also true, because in other sports, if you win the World Cup, then you are the world champion. But in chess, it's not like that. It is a more of individual sport, and here in chess, like you need to go through the format, and the format is like this, like 2 players will be selected from this, then some other players, 2 players will be selected according to their rating, and one will be the challenger, and these 5 players, and they will select, they will give one wild card also, that 6, and 2 more players will be selected from Grand Prix, 1 player will be there, and Grand Chess Tour is also there. From that also we will be, they will be selecting 1 more player. So like this, 8 players will be selected, and they will be playing in the candidates tournament, and from that candidates tournament, 1 player will be the winner, and he will challenge the world champion. Okay, so that's the thing, like this tournament holds the significance only for being selected there in the candidates tournament. Okay, he has captured on d7, guys. He has captured on d7. We'll try to stick around this game, guys, because this is a very important game for us. Okay, do like the stream, guys. Today I hope that we will reach the milestone of 100 likes on our stream. Okay, don't forget about that thing. If you are new here, then please do comment. Okay, we will think about this. What is going to happen? See, this is the only piece which is supporting here. If the queen is not there on this diagonal, the knight on d7 will be lost. So I think one move is there to play b3, and then the queen will be attacked. Queen needs to move somewhere, and this rook will come here. I think Gukesh is going to be in big trouble, guys. Derek Williams, thanks for being there. What about b3? Yeah, b3 is the best move. Just trying to deflect the queen on a4. If the queen gets deflected from this square, then the rook will come on the d3 square, and these two rooks plus the knight, they will definitely be exerting more pressure on the d7 point, and it will be impossible for Gukesh to save the knight in that case. I think Gukesh is in trouble, guys. Let's suppose, like, means obviously he will play b3 at any point, and then this, and then this, and then queen b5 will be played, because still you cannot really capture on d7, because the queen on e2 will be hanging in that case. So you have to play something like queen to e3, and then the exchange will be lost, like queen e3, knight into e5, and then rook into d8. Black will be extended down in that case. You capture here, and then you capture here, or maybe it's not needed for you to capture, but okay, the exchange is gone for sure. Okay, they have played b3 and queen to b4, guys. They have played this thing. Ajay Anthony, Ghazni OP. Yeah, Ghazni look is there, guys. But rook to d3, there is queen b5. Yeah, queen b5. I talked about that. The queen will move to e3 square, Mahi, and then the exchange will fall, because black will definitely capture on e5 square. He played rook to d3 square, rook to d3. I'll just refresh the page so that the moves will just come automatically there. He played rook to d3, and now it's kind of difficult. I think Gukesh is going down. That's a little bit sad for us, guys. Okay, we will come back to this game. We will check out what is happening in our Vidit's game. Vidit has progressed from that situation where we were. He captured on b5, guys. A into b5 was played, bishop into b5, and now bishop to d3, and he had to play bishop c6. His opponent is very clever. He did not allow anything like this, and playing bishop to c4 was also a little bit risky, because maybe it was possible, but he is saying like, okay, I'll just hold on to the position. Bishop c6 and a4. He's just going to hold on to the position, because this is also one of the weakness. And the idea of bishop to b5 is to play bishop c4. If rook into a4 is played, then rook will capture on b2. Then if the rook arrives on the 7th rank, or you can say the 2nd rank in this situation, the pawn on g2 will be under attack. The pawn on a2 h2 will also be under attack, and the pawn on c3 is also a weakness, because the b2 is the main base of the pawn chain, and it is said that if you want to break the pawn chain, then you need to attack the base of the pawn chain. So that's what Vidit is trying to do in this situation. He's playing very clever chess. I think he's just going to hold on to the situation now. No worries for Vidit for sure. We'll check it out what is happening in Padmini's game. I think Vidit's game will be drawn after some time. Padmini's game, did they progress anything in the situation? Okay, queen g5 was played by Padmini here. This bishop is opened up, guys. This is a little bit, I'm worried about her position, because as I said, in opposite color bishops, if the bishop is opened up, then you will be in trouble. So queen g5, a4, and rook to b2. Okay, she's also trying to do something, because now if you capture here, then rook into b3, and Padmini will definitely get some counterplay on the b file. Hi Muhammad, good to have you here, guys. Good to have you here. Do like the stream, guys. Your support and is very too much needed here for our Indians. At least for Gukesh, we need lots of blessings, guys, because Gukesh is in trouble, and Padmini, our star, she is also playing here. But okay, the position is kind of complicated, that's what I will say, and she is also fighting to get some counterplay on the b file. If she gets some counterplay on the b file, then the position will be very interesting, because she has defended the g2 point. The e5 pawn is kind of being attacked, but okay, the queen c6 will be attacking here, and she has some possibilities. The c5 pawn is also under attack. So in all, it is a very interesting position. That's what it is. We'll come back to Gukesh game and what happened in Gukesh game. We'll check it out. In with this game, b3 has been played. I think a into b3 will be played, bishop into b3, and in that case this check might come, or maybe he will go for bishop to c4, and the position is locked up, because rook will be coming on the b3 square, the pawn on c3 will be attacked, and it will be interesting. So let's check it out, what's going to happen in Gukesh game. Did he play anything after this? Oh, Gukesh has given up the exchange, guys. That's what we were already discussing about that thing. Queen b5 was played, queen to b2. He supported the knight over here. And the point is like this. So if you go for queen into e5, this will be a big mistake because, okay, the thing is that all the pieces will be exchanged very easily. You might just capture here, and the king h7, and then white can just go for rook to d5, and the pawn on a5 is being attacked, the knight on e5 is also being attacked. If the knight comes on the c6 square, then rook will go to b5 square, and the pawn on b7 will also be falling very soon. So okay, Gukesh is in trouble. Okay, in the game after queen to b2, he did not go for that thing. He is still holding on to the material here, and queen c6 check, and rook to d5. This is very important because if you go back anytime here, let's suppose you go back to f1 square, then the checks will come. Check will come here again, this thing, and you can again give a check. The point is like you cannot really go to d2 square. That will be a big mistake because rook into d8 will just come, and okay, this should just lose. So here white needs to go back to e1 square or f1 square. Wherever you go, we always have this kind of checks. Like if this comes, then again a check, and it's just lost because if you play here, then what can we do here in this situation? We can again give the check, queen to e2. Okay, we had another check here. Can we play something knight f3 check? Yeah, we can give knight f3 check, and we can capture here. So black will be having some chances if this thing happens, but okay, Gukesh opponent knows his stuff. He blocks this diagonal, and he is going for this thing. Okay, by any chance, if white plays f3, then knight e3 check will be a good idea here. Gukesh is being tricky here. Yeah, Gukesh is being tricky. He has some chances, and now he is trying to play knight to f6. Like this rook on d5 is done, like pinned here, guys. Okay, so he is trying something here for sure. Yeah, hi. He's definitely trying something in this situation. Okay, queen to c1 has been played. Queens are like, he's offering to exchange the queens, but okay, Gukesh says like, okay, no, I'm not going to exchange the queens. He plays queen to e6, and now what? Okay, he has one pawn for the exchange sacrifice which he has given. Not sacrifice, but he lost the exchange. But he has one pawn and a knight here in this situation. And I'll just tell you one thing, like guys. Okay, if by any chance these two pawns, means on the queen side they get exchanged for the b pawn, and all other pieces are exchanged, only rook against the knight is there on the board, then the chances of holding on to the position are quite high, because more the compact the structure, the knight can play very well, means it can at least defend the situation. But if the pawns are on the both sides of the board, then it will be difficult situation for the knight to defend, because you know knight is a short range piece, and if pawns are on the both sides of the board, then knight will not be able to handle both the things. But bishop as well as rooks and queen, they are long range piece, and definitely rook will just dominate the knight in that case if there is any pawn on the other side of the board. So from white side, I will say like white will just try to hold on to the pawn on b3 square, means this b pawn, and the game will be stretched in that way. Okay, yeah, the practical, that's what Mahi I was talking about. The practical chance only is that if everything is exchanged, if the like only on one side the pawns are there, the knight can try to defend the situation, otherwise there is no chance in the end game. So we'll go to the Vidit's game, guys. We'll check it out what is happening in Vidit's game. Did he progress in the situation? Did he exchange any bishop or not? We are going to check that out. Just give me a second. I'm just getting the Vidit's game. Okay, with this game is drawn, guys. Already they drawn this game. They agreed for a draw after b3, because as I said, like a into b3 will be played, bishop into b3, and now you can just hold on to the position by playing king to e6. The pawns are holding on to this. You cannot really make any progress from the white side. Even if you play rook to a7, I can just wait in this situation by playing bishop to c6 here. What will you do? This pawn is well protected. This is also a very nice strategy which Vidit has done. He has kept his pawns on the light square, but fortunately his king is active. Opponent's king doesn't have any squares to enter into the game, and that's why it is a draw. And he is making sure that the rook is having some play in the situation. Very good technique. He just drew the game. I hope that this was all preparation from Vidit's side, because it never felt like Vidit's in time pressure or anything, because in the end also he had 10 minutes on the clock. So this was kind of a preparation. So Vidit has drawn the first game, guys. Okay, he will be fighting in the next game. Yeah, Vidit drew, guys. and we are hoping that this g6 has been played. We are hoping that Gukesh will swindle the position somehow and he will try to convert the position on his side. That's what we are expecting in this situation. Okay, I am looking at these positions with some crazy stuff might happen, but the one problem which is there in Gukesh position is that he cannot really bring the rook in the game very easily. The moment he tries to bring the rook in the game, rook to d8 is the threat and the rooks will be exchanged. So I think he needs to wait for a while before he goes for the rook. Maybe that's why he played g6, so that he can play king to h7. Once the king goes to h7 square, then he can dream about getting the rook on f8 in the game, maybe via rook to e8 or rook to c8. Something might will happen. So guys, it will take a little bit a while, so we will check it out what's happening in our other chess queen. Okay, Padmini's game. Okay, Padmini has managed to get the b file open, guys. Okay, now there can be anything on the board. There can be anything on the board because black is getting some chances over here. Obviously the queen is also trying to enter into the game via this diagonal, and Padmini is trying to get some more play on the b file. Oh, this is going to be tough now. This is going to be, and the time is also reducing a lot. Padmini is having 2.5 minutes and Sara is having only 4 minutes and 54 seconds. So any time below the 5 minutes is always a tough time, I'll say, and you have to make quick decisions in that case. So this is going to be decided in time pressure for sure. Guys, if you are new here, don't forget to like the stream, because more you like, we will have more viewers and we will enjoy together, and we are here to support our Indian team. So do support our Indians here. Our 3 young stars, our chess queen, she is Asian champion. Just to let you know about Padmini, she is national champion, Asian champion, she is Commonwealth gold medalist also. She is fighting it out there against a very strong player from Iran, Iranian champion you can say. And let's see what our chess queen is going to do. And our other stars, Vidit and our little star Gukesh, is also finding out there. Ali Reza also drew. Yeah, it felt like Ali Reza is having the drawish position only. Thank you Muhammad, thanks for your support. So queen g3 has been played. Maybe what do you think, like queen g3 is played in order to play e6 or what? Guys, do predict the moves also. What do you think about the situation and all? And I will be very glad to get your moves and make it more interesting for all of us. And one more thing I would like to tell you guys, after this stream we will be having another stream of Vishwanathan Anand against Vladimir Kramnik. 2 former world chess champions are going to play against each other in a very unique format, that is no castling rule, guys. Means castling is not allowed in their games, and today is the 3rd game which I will be covering, so stay tuned with me. After this tie breaks, we will be moving straight to the Vishy versus Kramnik no castling rule, so I will be streaming about that also. So today is going to be a big day for all of us, so I hope that our 3 players are going to qualify for the 3rd round, and then our Indian star, who is already leading the tournament with 1.5 point, he won the 1st round. I have covered that game, guys. If you are not seen, then you can definitely check that game out also, where Anand won in a very convincing manner against convincingly against Kramnik. I'll just share the link of that game if you want. I'll just 1 minute. This is the game I am talking about, which I have covered. Oh, the River, thank you very much for the compliment. This is the game, guys. Anand versus Vishy Anand versus Vladimir Kramnik. No castling rule. This is the game. Check it out. Check out this game, guys. Vidit ka next game come start hoga. Well, Shreyas, we are just waiting for that thing only. After all the games are over, they will start with the games. So we need to wait for a while, because many other games are also going on right now. So d3, okay. Okay, this move is there to just break the connection between the queen, this rook and this rook, because see, you cannot really capture on d3 for obvious reason. Rook will capture here, queen will capture here, and the connection with the rook on e1 will be lost. So queen into e1 will be played, and Padmini will not be able to hold on. So this rook on e1 is the problem here, and this rook needs to go to d1 square in order to attack the pawn on d3. That's what Padmini needs to do in this situation. She is having only 1.5 minutes, guys. She needs to play really quick in order to get something. Okay, we should not worry that much, because 10 seconds are always there, means 10-second increment is there. The more moves you will be playing, more time you will be gaining, so there will not be like time over anytime. for one move you will be getting 10 extra seconds. So if you keep on doing that thing, then definitely you will be having good time. What is full form of FI? Well, FI means FIDE instructor, means I am a certified chess coach recognized by International Chess Federation. FIDE means International Chess Federation, guys, and I am a recognized chess coach. So if anybody wants chess coaching, then you can check out my website also, and you can contact me. incrediblechess.com is the website. Okay. Yeah, Anup, that's what, like, FIDE instructor. Thanks for joining. Yeah, blitz will be 5+3, I guess. So 5 minutes will be there. Okay, rook d1 has been played, d2 was played here. Okay, guys, I just want to check what happened in Gukesh game. Oh, Gukesh just lost, guys. So we will stick to the Padmini's game, because Padmini's game is very crucial for all of us. If she manages to draw this game, then I will be more than happy, because she looks a little bit in trouble, because she is passive, she is on the back foot, and if she manages to draw this game, that will be good result for off, because she is in time pressure also. So she needs to defend this situation at any cost. So queen e3. Okay, she is going for the pawn on d2 square. She might just go for rook d3, or maybe rook to d2, and then she will try to collect the pawn on d2 square. That's the answer. And one more thing is, like, the queen on e3 is attacking the pawn on c5 along with the bishop. So the pawn on c5 is going to fall, and the pawn on d2 is also going to be falling going to fall in this situation. So I think Padmini has created enough counter chances in this situation, although being in time pressure. Okay, let's see what is going to happen after some time. Both are in time pressure, guys. Sara is having 2.5 minutes, Padmini is having half minute. Let's see. Tense situation is there. Anything can happen anytime. And practically speaking, we have this very important game, because other player in our women's section, that is Harika Dronavali, has already qualified for the 3rd round, guys, and we are hoping that Padmini, okay, her opponent stops everything. This rook came in between this thing, but okay, we can attack the rook with bishop to b2. If the rook moves, in that case, then we will go for this d2 pawn for sure, like rook d3 might come on the board. Okay, opponent has this rook e4 move. Okay, bishop b2 has been played by Padmini. The moment you play rook to e4, we can just capture the pawn on d2 square. If queen into d2, rook into d2 is there, and that should be good enough, because if you give the check, then king will come on f2 square. And okay, you will be losing something, or no, you will not be losing. The pawn on c4 is the only pawn which is hanging in Padmini's camp, guys. But I can assure you that Padmini has defended the situation quite well. Like, she's out of danger for sure. She's out of danger. This match should be an equal game. I mean, it should be equal. Mai is asking just OTP question: if someone is in check and touches any other piece, then king by mistake, what will happen? Well, usually they give one warning, and the time will be reduced. That's the usual scenario. But after that, you will lose the game, because that will be an illegal move. For illegal move, they reduce some time, sometimes 1 minute, sometimes 2 minutes from your clock. Or if the time cannot be reduced that much, then they increase that much time in your opponent's clock. So it's the time that is something which will be reduced or increased in that case. So here usually nobody plays any illegal moves, because these are top players, right? It happens only in the amateur games, or the players who are not that much experienced, they make some illegal moves. If it is an illegal move, the player can play a legal move. Yeah, but yeah, he can play a legal move, but only after reducing the time. Means you will be punished with the time on the clock, because time is also a very important factor, Anup, and that's what that's what we are talking about. The c4 pawn is a weakness, and she captures the pawn. But okay, now the d2 pawn is something which we can always go for. Is she going to go capture the pawn on d2 or not? That's the question in front of us here in this situation. Okay, she captured the pawn on d2. Again, it will be captured, I think. Queen into d2, rook into d2 will happen on the board. Both are under pressure, guys. Though both are playing in seconds. This is going to be very, very crazy now. Because from my personal experience, I say that the more you are in time pressure, the more you play worse chess. Okay, means it's very difficult to judge the position quickly and to play the position quite quickly. So these players have to be very, very quick and very, very accurate. Okay, there is something is there. The moves are not coming. Okay, the moves came quite fast. Queen into d2 happened on the board. She captured on d2, queen into d2, rook into d2, bishop e4 came, then g4. Okay, she is like making sure that the king will be having some space to move around, because now the pawn on e5 is being supported by the bishop on b2. It happened in the game involving Carlsen a couple of years back. Yeah, it sometimes it happens only in time pressure. It happens when you are in time pressure. Definitely anything can happen in time pressure. You make huge mistakes also, huge blunders also. So time pressure can make you play anything on the board. As far as I remember, like Vidit also played that famous king move, like where he kept his king in front of Nakamura's king. That was something a big illegal, which is very, very famous. It's a famous illegal move by Vidit itself. h5 has been played. Okay, I think, okay, rook comes on this square, and okay, now what? We can play h3. We can play h3. See, one thing is there. I feel like the h4 pawn can be a weakness in this situation at any point. She plays h3, consolidates the weakness on h4 square, and that's it. Okay. And the position like e6 is one of the possibility in the situation. Like if we capture, the pawn on g7 will also be attacked here. Why could a2 not be captured? Well, a2 if you capture, then the bishop was there. No, e6, this is the thing I am talking about. e6, fe6, fe6, and then the pawn on g7 was hanging, and you can even go for bishop f6 and bishop into h4. That's also one of thing. Now bishop f4, bishop f6 and bishop into h4, it happens, then white might get a chance to play on this side of the board. But okay, means it is now white who is having the passed pawn. Until now, black was the one who was having the passed pawn, because you know that before some time the pawn was on d2 square, but now the pawn is on e6 square, and Padmini is the one who is putting more pressure on her opponent. So only chance from Sara is that she needs to put her pieces on light squares and hope that okay, the game will be drawn somehow. Jivansh, the Vidit's game is over. Vidit drew the game. Oh, see, this is what happened. She played very cleverly bishop to e4, and then bishop f6, and then bishop into h6. Okay, this game should be equal now, because the pieces are like getting just exchanged all the time. It should be equal. The a2 pawn is a weakness. Definitely Sara will go for this thing and this thing, and she will try to get some play with the c pawn. That's what I can think. Okay, rook d8. Oh, okay. What's going to happen? Rook d8 check was given. They're playing some interesting chess, guys. Rook b3 check, king c6 should be played on the board. The king will come on the c6 square. The more you bring out the king, I think it will be difficult for you. I don't know why Padmini is just giving the checks. Maybe she needs to bring her own king in the game, like maybe king f2 is also something. But now king f2 will be not be good, because this check will come and a2 pawn is hanging pawn. Okay, you are not going to capture the pawn for sure, because if you capture the pawn, the c b6 will be played, and then both the pawns will be rushing forward. Okay, Anup, we will definitely check out that thing. We'll check out that thing after some time, because now they are playing in seconds, and we need to focus on this thing. But after the game, definitely I am going to check out what you are talking about. Yeah, it's in time pressure, and when opposite color doesn't mean that it's a draw. Okay, guys, as I said earlier also, the side which is having the attack, that side usually gets some chances, and if the rooks are there on the board, then it can happen, like it can go to any side. And the passed pawns are also there on the board. Like if the c pawn gets a little bit ahead, then Padmini will be in trouble. So Padmini needs to play something by which she can exchange the pawn. That's what she is doing. She played bishop to f2. She captured the pawn on c5. She gave up the pawn on h3 square here, and now the position is getting neutralized. Okay, the pawn on b3 is lost. Padmini is one pawn down, but I hope so that she should be able to hold on to the situation, because there is only one pawn, c pawn, which is a troublesome pawn. And she should, means the king should come up, the pawn should go to f6 square, means g5 square, the bishop will be placed on the f6 square, controlling on this diagonal, and somehow if the king comes up, then Padmini can hope to draw the game, hold on to the game. So it's a difficult situation, guys. Means right now you cannot really play g5 because of one obvious move, rook to g3, and the pawn on g5 will be lost. So she needs to first bring the king in the game. So king e2 should be played now. She played king to f2 because g5 was not a possibility because of rook g3 check and rook into g5 was there. But now she is going for king f2 and king e2. Guys, if you are new here, don't forget to like the stream, support the channel, support our players. Okay, we are trying to make this coverage as interesting as possible, so your support is much more needed here. Okay. Mahi, we are not sure like it should be a draw or not, because the pawn on g4 is a main weakness, and we need to understand the g4 pawn is falling in this situation, and 2 pawns down situation to defend is not at all easy. It's not at all easy, and especially when you are in time pressure. So it's a tough position, guys. It's a tough position here, and my heartbeats are increasing because they are not updating the time over here. They are not updating the time. Okay, Padmini is 2 pawns down, guys. In time pressure, she made some mistakes. The only chance for her is maybe the only chance which I think like she should be able to sacrifice her bishop for both the pawns, and if she manages to do that thing, then bishop rook against the rook can be a draw. That's the only way she can draw this game. Otherwise it feels very difficult situation if she can manage, because one thing is there that for the bishop the one diagonal principle should be there to in order to stop all the pawns, but here the bishop is torn out into 2 different diagonals, and it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult. Only way I one more thing I can say, that if the rooks are exchanged, then maybe the chances for drawing the game are much more higher in this situation. What if the rooks are exchanged? Yeah, Mahi, then it is a possibility that drawing chances are much more higher if the rooks are exchanged in this situation. But okay, in time pressure anything can happen, but okay, now they have increased some time and they are going to have like more time now, so we can hope something positive. We are just hoping that Padmini should draw this game. She should hold on to the game, and because of the opposite color bishops, she definitely has a lot of chances to hold on to the position. So let's see. This is a tough situation. I'll drink a little bit water also because I'm talking since long time. And guys, we are very close to making 50 likes, so do support, make it 50 likes very soon. Okay, c pawn is moving forward. What to do in this situation? Should you, okay, king f4, she is going for the g5. Okay, she is just trying to hold on to this situation because the pawn on g5 will not come forward anytime soon, so she is trying to hold on to the situation. King c6. Okay, the c8 square is guarded by this bishop, so I think this rook should move to some other square so that there will be checks from behind. The rook behind the passed pawn is a very famous strategy. Okay, you cannot go give the checks from up, so she is coming down in this situation. She plays rook to h1. Maybe she is trying to hold on to the position because now the c1 square is guarded by the bishop as well as the rook. So she's controlling everything. Maybe she is trying to get the bishop on this one diagonal principle like this. The g5 square is controlled, the c1 square is controlled, but the one problem which I can see is that the bishop, for the bishop is like king can come up. That's the only thing which is worried for me. Like I'm feeling like it's not that cool. Okay, the bishop is being attacked. Bishop needs to move somewhere. Bishop f4 or bishop to d2. Okay, she plays bishop to f4. Now she is going for this check. Oh my god. But the king can just proceed forward, because if king d5 comes, rook d7 check is not a possibility in that situation. Okay, this is getting tough now. This is getting very tough because this pawn is also moving forward, guys. This pawn is also moving forward. I think Padmini is in big trouble. That's not something good for us. Miss, we were expecting that she might just draw the game, but the way the game has been played, it was a tough game. It was completely in time pressure, so as I said, like it can go to anybody's. It's anybody's game when it's a time pressure game. Okay, opponent is playing very cool chess. I think it's difficult situation already. Now the idea might be just to push the king forward, play c3, then c2, and if the king manages to come up till d1, then and rook comes in between, then it should be Miss Black should hold on. But okay, as I said earlier, if white manages to give up the bishop for both the pawns, then it might be a draw. It might be a draw. Yeah, she's trying to exchange the bishop for the pawn. That's something which might happen. That's something which might happen. Yeah, opponent is playing quite well, and as I said, like Sara is a very strong player, and she is an international master also, men's international master, and she is one of the top players in Iran, according means in girls at least. We know that in Iran, means previously Ali Reza was the top player, but now Maqsadlu is there, who is the top player in Iran. Maqsadlu is also playing in this World Cup, guys. Okay, see, she is playing only on the light square, so that nothing will change in the position, and she will try to come up here somehow, and this rook will try to hold on to the position with the d file. She will put up this rook on the d file. Maybe the rook will go here or something like that. The king and the bishop both are stuck because the pawn should not move forward. If this pawn moves forward, then that one diagonal principle which I was talking about will not work out in this situation, because the bishop will be torn out in two diagonals, so that's not something cool in that situation. Guys, we are almost there. We are almost going to have 50 likes, so that's something unique. So do subscribe to the channel, do like the stream, guys, help us. Okay, I will just check it out with its game already started, or they are going to start after all the game. I think they are going to start after all the games. So if we get the time after this game, we will go through the games, what happened in other games, like how did this position happen and everything. So just stay tuned with me, just be there with me, guys, because today is a big day, and I will also be streaming after some time that Vishy Anand versus Vladimir Kramnik game will also be there, covered on our channel. The live stream will be there, no castling rule will be there, guys. Okay. Okay, the king is approaching. This is what we were expecting. Now it's difficult. Oh. Thank you very much, guys, for making it 50 likes, more than 50 likes. Thanks for all your support. Today you are being very supportive. Sorry. Mahmedullah also won. Okay, we'll check it out. If we get the time, Mahi will definitely check out other games, but our first priority is our Indian games. So we are just focusing on those things. Okay. Now it's not good. Like bishop into d2 is coming, guys. It's over now. It's over. I think she might just resign. Very sad. But okay, she will fight it out because the one more rapid game is there, guys, for Padmini to fight it out. And she will definitely do something great, because I have played against Padmini 3 times, or yeah, 3 times. Once I drew and once I lost, and once I even won against her. And I know she is a fighter. In my games also, she was fighting it hard, because I know her since long time. She is a great fighter. She will fight it out in the second game for sure. So don't lose your heart, I'll say. She will fight it out, definitely. She'll come back in the second game. Not this game, it was not that cool, but second game will be good. That's what we are hoping. This bishop can always be, means bishop can capture here, but the point is, like, if you capture here, the pawn on c file will be queening in that case, and black will be left with these two things here on the board, like the pawn on g6 square and the bishop on f5. Maybe miss that is easy win. The king will just come up, and then the pawn will be pushing forward in that case, and that should be just winning position for black. So this is a clever idea which was played by her. Okay, the game is Padmini's game is over, guys. Padmini's game is over. She resigned in this situation. That's something sad, but okay. What can we do? The second game will definitely start in a while, guys. The second game will start in a while. Guys, the next stream will be streamed also between Vishy Anand and Vladimir Kramnik. Okay, I will be streaming about that also versus Vladimir Kramnik. No castling chess. We'll stream about it maybe around 8 o'clock because this stream will definitely 1 more hour. So around 8 o'clock or maybe before that only we will be streaming. So just be there with me for that stream also. Okay, just 1 minute. I'm just scheduling the stream so that you will also be there with me. Two world champions. Chess format, guys. Okay guys, I have scheduled the stream now. It will be there at 8 o'clock. Yeah, she lost with the white piece. That's a little bit sad, guys. That's a little bit sad. But what can we do? Yeah, so that is a little bit sad. Here we were at this situation, guys. We were at this situation in Gukesh game and we were talking about this thing, but he couldn't hold on to the game because obviously the action down position was there and the B pawn and the A pawn both were very weak. That's why he lost, I guess so. With losing Elo draw after draw. Well, they are not concerned about the Elo rating there. They are, that means they are there for something else. They are fighting it out for something else, something bigger than that. So for sure, it's not about the Elo rating anymore. Yeah. Yeah, but okay, like even if he loses 20 points and if he qualifies for the candidates tournament, he will be more than happy to shed those 20 points. Means that's what I think. That's what I think. Will be the switch from Catalan? What do you say? I think like he will not. Maybe means yesterday like Alexander Fier played awesome game, guys. We'll even go through the yesterday's Vidit's game, like where Vidit was white, and then okay, the next game is going to happen, guys, very soon. The next game is going to happen very soon. The next game they are about to start very soon. But yesterday the thing is that this was the game which he is talking about, and the Catalan opening happened and Alexander Fier like showed amazing preparation, guys. He just neutralized everything and the game was drawn after some exchanges and everything. It was not that much difficult for the opponent. He played really awesome, and at one point, like at this situation, I felt like wow, he is like exchange up and everything, but okay, he was clever enough to give back the exchange. He did not hold on to the thing, and then after the exchange was equalized, then it was just equal position. So it was all preparation from his side, because you can see the timing over here. Alexander Fier had 1 hour and 13 minutes and Vidit had only 34 minutes. So it shows that Black was very well prepared, the way he has played fast and with such a confidence against world-class player like Vidit. The great preparation was there. So today let's see Vidit will go for the Catalan or not. But as far as I know, like Vidit might just stick to the Catalan, because this is just the rapid game, guys. Even if the next game gets it gets drawn or something like that, he will definitely play it out in the blitz. And Vidit has a great experience of playing in blitz, because he has been playing blitz against means shorter time control against all the top players of the world in last 1.5 years. So Vidit will be more than happy to go into the blitz games. That's what I will think. Okay, Rohit is saying like, yes, if he reaches next round, he might earn those elo back and climb the leaderboard. Yeah, means in this World Cup, as far as I know, like nobody cares about the elo, because I have seen like in previous World Cup, Grishchuk was there. He used to draw all of his first round 2 games, okay, the classical games, because then he will reduce the rating, because he was already there in the top 5 players in the world, and he will draw his games, and then after that he will play in rapid also. He will draw that those games, and then after that he will play in blitz, and then he used to outplay his opponent. So Grishchuk is already multiple times world chess champion in blitz, okay, and he is considered as one of the best players when it comes to the blitz chess. So that was the strategy from Grishchuk to go into the next rounds and next rounds. So many top players adopt to that strategy, because they know that if they're playing against a lower rated player, then chances of them making mistake, means the opponents making mistakes, are higher in the shorter time control. So they force their opponents to go into the shorter time control. So maybe he will stick to the Catalan opening over here, and the game might just get drawn, and then they will play the blitz game. Oh, you predict that Vidit will play Italian. Okay, guys, do let me know about your predictions. What do you think? Vidit will play the Italian or Catalan, or which opening do you think that Vidit is going to play? Will he play E4? Okay, we will do 3 things. Will he play E4? Will he play D4? Or will he play C4? Or the last move knight to F3? 4 options are there from your side. I'll keep the poll here for you. Let's see. Just make it more interesting. Like E4, D4, C4, or knight to F3. Which move Vidit might go for. So guys, I'll take a quick break. I'll just come back in 1 minute, because the games might start, and then I will not with its second game. Yes, Shubham, the second game, we are waiting for that thing. And before the game start, I'll just have a short break, and I'll come back with all of you guys here. So give me 1 minute, I'll come back, and then we will have uninterrupted streaming. And one more thing is also there, that we will be having one more next live stream, which is related to Vishy Anand and Vladimir Kramnik. No castling thing is there, so we will be definitely having. So do write your predictions: E4, D4, C4, or knight to F3. Rehan, yes, Rehan, just be there, Rehan. I'll be coming back in just 1 minute. Okay, guys, just wait it out. Okay, I'll coming back. Okay, guys, I'm back. The games are not yet started. They are still waiting, and we are also waiting for the games to start. Okay, we have some predictions here. E4 is predicted by Rohit. Then He'll play e4. If opponent plays e5, he will play Italian, okay. And Vadlamani is saying c4, okay. And I think it's Viru. Viru is saying d4 in this situation. Okay, guys, let's see who is right or not. I'll make a poll also so that more people can also join. What will Vidit play? Play today. His first move, okay. I mean first move. I'll make it d4, e4, c4, or knight to f3. Just let me know, guys. I have made one poll also for all of us here, and my prediction is that he is going to stick with the d4. That's my prediction. What is your prediction? I'm going to check it out. This is my prediction. And guys, can we hope that we'll reach, can we reach 100 likes today? Do like the stream, guys. Okay, do like the stream. I'll pin it so that it will be there. So the players are approaching, that's what I can see here. And okay, we will see. D4 and E4, these are the two predictions which I got. Like only 4 people have voted till now, and you are expecting D4. And then what's your prediction? I already predicted D4. D4 is my prediction, guys, but I cannot vote on my own poll. But I can tell you here that I am hoping for D4. We are waiting and waiting. Okay, we will see like what was the other game also. Which is there any decisive game? Gukesh game was decisive. That's what I can see. And is there any Mamedoro one, right? So we'll check it out, Mamedoro's game. So what's there in Mamedoro's game? Mamedoro is a very world-class player, guys. He plays with the black pieces here in this situation. Petrov defense. Wow, this is what today. Viru, do you remember about this opening? We were talking about this opening only today. Petrov, and at the highest level, Mamedoro went for this thing. And hello, Karthik. Good to have you here. Here knight d2, castle, knight into d2, and bishop g4. And okay, we don't need to worry about bishop g4 because anytime h3 is played. But should we, yeah, Rohit, Padmini's game was very interesting and it was a very intensely fought out game, guys. And but unfortunately, due to the time pressure, I think she lost. Otherwise, she was having quite interesting position throughout the game. She fought very well, but I think like she will definitely fight it out in the second game for sure. Okay, he is just bringing the pieces towards this side of the board, and bishop into f3. Interesting. And knight comes on the e4 square. This is a very nice, interesting. Like 2 pawns are there, like controlling the e4 square. So Mamedoro brings the knight in the center, and okay, the queen might come in the game anytime. That's also one of the things. Queen might join. Okay, let's see what happened. King went back and queen joined in the game. Hi Ameya, good to have you here. I'm good. f4. Captures, and wow, this is a pure attacking game, guys. Pure attacking game. Everything is just exchange here because of the attack, but now the queen gets the entry. Whenever the queen gets entry, it's just over. He gave up some pawns here on this side of the b7, and c6 was given up, but okay, now it's just gone. Okay, interesting. Okay, guys, the game might start in few seconds or few minutes. I'll say maximum 1 minute the game will start. I'll come back to the game of Vidit. We are hoping for his prediction. Okay, Vidit played d4, guys. See, our prediction has come out true. d4 has been played on the board. He is going for the same thing, I guess so. The Catalan will be played by Vidit and his opponent e6. If knight f3, g3 is played, then we can say like it is a Catalan opening. He went for the same opening. See. He went for the same opening. He's showing lots of confidence here, that he's saying like, okay, I'm going to outplay you next time. And his opponent is also saying like, okay, I am well prepared. Let's see whose preparation is going to triumph in this situation. It's a slow and maneuvering game, will be happening very soon. So let's see. Yeah, like unlike the previous game, bishop b4 has been played in this situation. The c4 pawn did not fall because queen b5 and queen into c4 was played in the previous game. Not, but this time he goes for queen to c2. b5 is a possibility. I think he played. Yes, he played this move. He is protecting the pawn on c4. And now what to do? Well, a4, okay, he's waiting for this thing, and you cannot really do anything, because if you play a6, a into b5, a into b5, and the rook will come here. He captures on b2 first, bishop into d2. I'll just show you that they played the move very quickly. Bishop into d2, queen knight into d2, knight came on b4 square, no time to capture on b4 square, and now queen to c1, and now c6. Because as I said earlier, a6 cannot be played because of ab5, ab5, and the rook on a8 will be hanging. So he first plays c6 move. And now b3. Okay, Vidit just wants to break the pawn structure on this side of the board. If that is broken, then this pawns will definitely be very, very weak. Now if you capture here, then this knight into b3 is there. The c5 square will be there with the white pieces. b5 pawn is always under attack, that's quite for sure. Okay, let's figure it out, guys, what they are going to play. b3 has been played on the board, and we are expecting, okay, c3 played, knight went to e4 square, c2, and now a5. Both the players are playing pretty fast, guys. Pretty fast, guys. Yeah, Rehan, 39 more likes. Please call your friends also, and make it 39 very soon. We are hoping that today before the stream ends, like we will have 100, because after this games, like with this game in the, okay, we need to check Gukesh game also, guys. Gukesh needs to win this game, and Padmini also needs to win. So we will be shuffling through all those games, and we will check it out. Okay, let me check here. Gukesh game. And with this game also, I'll just put the Vidit game so that I can always check that game without any issues. I'll keep all the tabs there. Okay, we have this thing, and Padmini's game also, we will check it out. Okay, we have all the games ready for us. Padmini is black, and she has gone for the Grunfeld. Grunfeld is her forte, guys. I have played against her 2 times, and she always played Grunfeld against me. Vidit is showing a lot of faith in Catalan. Yes, Pratichi, he is showing obviously a lot of, because Vidit has played Catalan throughout his life. Ever since he was just 10 years old, he is playing Catalan opening. So you can say like he is one of the best players when it comes to Catalan opening in India, or maybe around the world also, you can say, because he has stick to that opening for many years. Okay, Padmini also plays Grunfeld defense from the black side since long time, and means I have one of my game against Padmini which we played in 2013. That time also Grunfeld was played. We played that game in Commonwealth Chess Championship, and I still remember, like, it was a crazy game. And after that also I played against her, but that time I was black. But whenever she was black, she always played Grunfeld defense against me. If black loses pawn, white is ahead in development. Yeah, that's kind of there. Okay, we will check it out here. Gukesh game. What happened in this game? They started with d4 and f6. I'll just go through the game a little bit more quickly. Knight c3. Wow, he's going for the Warsaw attack, guys. This is something, and this variation, particularly bishop to f4 and knight c3 followed by knight to b5. This is exclusively played by Bahadur Jabawa many times. So he made it very famous at the top level, and it's a very interesting opening. So if you want to learn this opening a little bit more, then you can check out the games of Bahadur Jabawa, guys. Okay, I'll just tell you, like, this is an important move. h3 is an important move, because usually I always say like you should not play the flank moves if it's not necessary, but in this situation it's necessary, because if you play knight to h5, then the bishop will go back to h2 square very easily. So that's not something. He centralized the knight with e4. then bishop to e2, c6, knight went to a3 square. What is the point of going to a3 is that at some point white might go for c4, and in that situation the knight should not be stuck on the c3 square. One more thing is there, that if you play the knight to c3 in this situation, then the knight into c3, b into c3, and you will not be getting that much play in this situation. So he played knight to a3 in order to play c4 in future. We'll figure it that out. Knight c7, castles, and c5. Okay, before white plays c4, black went on to play c5. Okay, interesting. Okay, now our blitz games which are going to happen here. Vidit is playing here, and okay, it's all about preparation, guys. a5 has been played. This is a restraining move, I'll say. By playing a5, he is restricting this queen to come on the a5 square. Another thing is that this pawn is not able to come forward, and this knight on b4 is a very crucial piece. Like, we need to do something with this knight on b4, because as long as this knight is there on b4 square, the pawn on c2 is protected. If the knight moves from this square, or if it's exchanged, then the pawn on c2 will definitely fall. So he plays e5 so that the a5 will not be played. So if a5 is not there on the board, then this knight is the only important piece, because if this knight moves by playing e4, then the knight on b4 will definitely need to move, and the pawn on c2 will fall in that case. Yeah, Jobo assist, that's what I was talking about. And Rehan, h3 for preserving bishop. Yes, h3 for preserving bishop is the king. And castles, and they play queen to d2, queen e7, castle, and then rook to d8. Okay, everything is going quite smooth until now. Oh, Vidit is playing Shankland against Radoslaw game from Croatia Masters. Very deep preparation. Only once these moves have been played. Oh, really? I need to check that game out, guys. I need to check. You guys know more than many people over here. Like that's quite cool. Thanks for the input. Thanks for the input, Rohit. What was the result, by the way? I think Shankland won in Croatia, right? Shankland won there. I'll check the game. I'll just check the game. What happened in Croatia in that game? Croatia, Shankland. Chess tour. I'll just check it out, guys. 1 minute. Shankland. Where was, like, Shankland did not play in Croatia Masters, guys. Croatia Masters, he did not play there only. You're talking about some other tournament, because in Croatia, Anand played, Grishik played, Duda played, Nepo played, Giri played, Mamedaro, MVL, Gary Kasparov. He was not there. Maybe you're talking about some other tournament, I think. Ah, okay. I'll check it out after the game, maybe. If I am going to analyze this game a little bit more, I'll definitely check it out. What happens if this game also draws? Well, Ashutosh, if this game draws, then they will play in the Blitz. They'll play in the Blitz game. 2 games will be there in Blitz, and then if both the Blitz games are also drawn, then they will go for the Armageddon. Yeah, Gukesh Dubo, first game was lost for our young star Gukesh, but now he is fighting for his revenge, I will say, and he is playing some different opening. Okay, c5, bishop to e5 and c4. Okay, black is playing a very creative opening, guys, very creative. He just pushed the pawn forward, and Gukesh is known for his creative opening choices, because the point of knight a3 is gone now. Because the point of knight a3 was to play c4 from white side. Black himself played c4 in this situation, neutralizing this knight on a3. So now I feel like, again, Dubo got the upper hand early in the opening. Now if he doesn't capture on g7 square, means this bishop, then maybe f6 and e5 might be played on the board after some time. And after f6, I think bishop into c7 must be played, or maybe bishop to h2, but in that case black will definitely get some square. Okay, I was talking about the knight on a3 is pointless there. He is bringing this knight up in the game with knight b1, knight to d2. Gukesh versus Dubo, kya hua? Yeah. What if the even Armageddon? Well, if in Armageddon draw happens, then black wins. Black will be like said, like he can go into the next round for sure. Means in Armageddon, the thing is that blackness just needs to hold on to the game. He will be having 1 minute less white will be having one extra minute, plus he is having the first choice of the move. That's why it is said like in Armageddon game, white must win the game. If he draws, then he is out of the contention. That's the thing is there. A5, knight to d2. Okay, these pawns are just rolling forward. Gukesh needs to defend the situation. Okay, I'll check it out one more game by our chess queen here. Queen c2, c5, d5 has been played. Okay, this bishop looks a little bit sad over here, but okay, maybe now queen d6 followed by e6 might be one of the ideas, or maybe you can play knight to d7 and e6, right? But okay, white might just play the rook at that time, rook to d1 and then c4. This might be a try from white side, because as long as you maintain the pawn on d5 square and c4, or maybe e4 and d5, white should be having okay position, means no issues in that case. Pragmaster, that's what I said, like he did not even play in Croatia Masters. How can it be there? I was also confused, like how can he play in Croatia Masters game? Pragmasters, yes, that's something definitely, because Shankland won that tournament. Shankland won that tournament. In Prague he won. And one more thing, like he even posted on Facebook that time, like when he was going for the tournament, he was having a lot of beard and all. Then he shaved his beard and then he went to the tournament and he won. And before this World Cup also, he said like he's going to adopt to the same thing, that he prepared a lot. And then the pre-tournament preparation is like he's going to shave his beard, and then he's going to come to this World Cup. So he is following the same strategy. He's hoping that he is going to win this World Cup also now, miss after winning the previous tournament. So let's see what happens here. Who is the leading the tournament? Well, Rehan here, like Rehan here, nobody is leading. Like all players, means only one player will be qualified for the next round. That's something is there, and there will be only 2 players left in the end. After winning that, Sam wrote few books. No, he did not write. He wrote the books last year only, not this year. He did not write any book this year. One of his book is kind of very famous, like that. What is that? Steps. Baby steps to small steps to giant strides, or something like that. It's actually based, the name is based on one anime movie. There is one anime movie is there in Japanese. That's not movie, a series is there, anime series. The anime is Baby Steps to Giant Stride. It is related to the tennis, but he has kept the same name for his book. So maybe he saw that series and that's why he is doing that thing. Okay guys, coming back to Vidit's game. Enough of other chit chat. Coming back to the main chess. We were at this situation. We talked about this knight going to c5 square. This is the only square for the knight, which is a good square. And he goes through the c5 square, knight a6. He's trying to exchange this knight. Okay, he captures the pawn. Knight into c5, queen into c5, queen into c5, d into c5. And this is the way he has solved the problems, guys. Black has only one problem now, that this bishop should come in the game. If this bishop comes in the game, then he will get some chance, but for that he needs to play e5. If he is not able to play e5, and if in any case like white gets the chance to consolidate his pieces on the dark squares, then the knight cannot really hold on to the situation for a longer time, because this might come on the d4 square, the pawn on c6 will be attacked, and black needs to be there on the back foot. So Vidit will definitely grind down his opponent if it's a slow positional advantage. Okay, Rohit, I will check that game out. I'll check it out. Okay, because I have not seen that game. Otherwise, I would have commented up. That's why I was searching for that game, but I couldn't find it. Oh, not this yearbow. Okay, after winning the Prague Masters, small steps to giant improvement, yes, and small steps to success. Okay. I know only the first book. Second book I did not even check. I need to check that book, because I have the first book, and that book only I have not read until now. I just got that book. I did not read it. That's a usual thing, no? We just like to collect the books. We don't like to read them. They will be there in just your shelf. Like, I have plenty of books, but I don't read them completely. I just read them and then I leave it. This is a universal syndrome which is there for everybody, I guess. So guys, do let me know, like do you read the complete book, or do you read just half book or two chapters or something, and then you leave that book and you never touch it for many years? Does it happen with you, or I am the only person in the world who is affected with that syndrome? Okay guys, we will go to the Gukesh game once again. Okay, in Gukesh game, b3 was played, bishop f5, black played this thing, a4. Okay, Gukesh is trying to break on this side of the board because this pawn structure should be broken up. If this pawn structure breaks, then something will be there for him, because you can see, if these two pawns are exchanged, let's suppose for these two pawns, okay, then a5 pawn will be a permanent weakness. If a5 pawn is captured at any point, then the d5 pawn can also be attacked, and then white might get some disadvantage, like c4 will come and he will try to push his pawns or something like that. Okay, Karthik is saying like same here, books ro rahe hai, पढ़ो हमें खोल के बोल के. जब भी बुक को ओपन करता हूँ, दो मकड़ी बाहर आती है उसमें से. अरे गंदा आदमी है तू. I keep my books clean. That at least that much I do. Okay, Ronin is saying like, bro, I am a beginner. Can you please suggest me a book to improve my game? Well, if you are a beginner, then I will say like you don't need a book right now, but for the tactics you can go for one book. That book's name is Chess Tactics from the Scratch. Another book which I can if you really want to read the book I am talking about, but I never suggest beginners to read any book. I always suggest them to solve lots of tactics and just try to look at the annotated games. Means try to analyze the annotated games. That will give you a lot of insight. So for that thing, I will suggest one more book which is full of analysis for the beginner especially. It is called as the Logical Chess Move by Move. Okay, Logical Chess Move by Move is something which is good. Logical Chess Move by Move. I love my chess stuff. Oh really? I love chess. I don't love chess stuff, because in chess stuff many things happen. Rook to c8 and now queen to c1 comes on the board. Yeah, Karthik, actually I made Karthik just because of tactics from the Scratch book. Karthik, can you please write down our little bit movement of tactics from the Scratch, why and how we made? It is all because of this tactics from the Scratch. You can write it down so the viewers will also understand the importance of that book. That's why Karthik is there on the channel. And he is my friend also. Because of that book, Karthik became my friend. Before that, I never saw even Karthik. Like, who is Karthik? I did not even know. Yeah, Ronin, thanks for being there. And guys, if you are new here, don't forget to like the stream, okay? Because the games are started and they are going to heat up now. And we will be having very quick commentary about all the games. Our 3 stars are playing. We are covering all of them. Padmini, Gukesh and Vidit Gujrathi. Padmini is in trouble. She has already lost the first game, so now she needs to do something in this situation. But okay, after the opening, see, d5 was played. I talked about queen to d6. I talked about this thing, rook d1, and now she played e5. Okay, e5 I did not expect. I thought like maybe she should have played other move here, but e5 I was not expecting. Maybe I was expecting e6 move, but she thought like she blocking everything will be good idea. But now knight d2, knight c4 is also one of the thing. Queen is a very bad blockader, guys. If there are blockaders on the board, then it should be a knight. Queen, if you are using the queen just to blockade the pawn, then it will be a difficult situation for you. So maybe Padmini might reroute this knight to d6 square, but that also seems to be very unnatural to happen on the board. So I don't know when the endgame will happen, how she is going to defend against the d5 pawn, which is a connected passed pawn in that situation, because the pawn can also come on the c4 square. It will be a connected passed pawn and it will be an headache. Okay, Karthik is saying like, yeah, I met at Bangalore. Sagar and Atul suggested me to go for the book tactics from the. It's been a quite journey after that. Yeah, Karthik, it's been a quite journey. I hope that you have improved your game after that. By the way, Karthik is the IT guy and he has won many big tournaments in IT industry. Even like you can say like Sundar Pichai also takes some lessons from Karthik when it comes to chess. Miss IT guys, I'm just talking about it. I'm not kidding, I guess so. Okay, coming back to Vidit's game. Vidit is full on form, guys, full on form. Bishop to e8. Okay, black is saying like, I'm not going to do anything in this situation. I'm just going to sit down there, protecting the c6 pawn. You do whatever you want to do. If you want to kick my knight away, you can play e4 at any point, but I'm going to put my knight on b4 square in that square. And then also I'm going to protect the pawn on c6, because as there is no pawn on a and b c file, like the c2 and a2 is not there, the knight on b4 will not be kicked away very easily in that situation. So maybe he is hoping for that the e4 will be played on the board. But as far as I am concerned in this situation, I feel like black is definitely under a little bit pressure here. White is having some edge, a slight edge is there. His bishop is quite stronger than the opponent's bishop, because he is like always there to hit on the c6 pawn. The pawn on knight on c6 is and the d5 is there, but okay, how long it is going to be there? Okay, black is trying to get the king in the center, because that's what we do whenever it comes to about the end game. The king is the most powerful piece and we have to bring the king in the center. So both players are following very normal strategy here. Bye 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 bus, I am nobody. Okay, till move 13, Vidi followed Shankland versus Wojtaszek. It ended in a draw. Okay, it ended in a draw. It ended in a draw in 13 moves or more moves, because I have not checked that game, Mahi. Can you please tell me how many moves did they play? Because here already 22 moves are there, and I am already feeling like Vidit is having some good preparation. Karthik calling Karthik nobody. Nobody, somebody. Maybe Karthik, you should read one book. Yeah, like that book's name is Mindset. It will help you. It has many things related to that thing, like nobody, somebody, that mentality. So yeah, you will learn a little bit, because it is written by a very famous psychologist also. So you can read that book, The Mindset. I like that book a lot. If anybody is there in the chat who has read that book, do let me know. Yeah, hoping Gukesh will bounce back. We'll have a look at Gukesh game also, guys. Gukesh is fighting it out. He needs to win this game, and he is a fighter. That's what I know. Knight to d2. We'll go through the game, and b4 he goes for this thing. Okay, the pawn structure at least on this side of the board is broken. That's what Gukesh wanted to do in the situation, and he is having a great knight on c5 square. The pawn on c3 is falling. The pawn on a5 is a weakness. I think Gukesh might be getting some more chances. And he might fight back and he might win the game. If he wins the game, then it will be more fun for us, because the game will go and to the, what do you call, it will go to the blitz, and then it will be more fun for all of us. 24 moves it ended. Games deviated on move 13. Okay, fine, that's quite cool. But we are hoping, guys, Gukesh is going to win. That's what I am thinking. This game is going to be a great game for Gukesh. I think this knight e6 move is aimed towards this thing. I think he's just going to capture on g7, because this bishop has done a lot of job here. He'll just capture it here, and then maybe rook c1, and rook b1 is not a possibility, because this bishop is aiming towards this square. But at some point maybe he will play rook a2, rook b2 and rook b5 and try to attack this pawn. The knight on d6 is there. We agree about this thing, but okay, the chances are still there that the pawn on a5 is a weakness, and that's the trump card in the situation. If the pawn on a5 falls, then the game falls. Miss, not exactly, but it will just keep going forward and black will be in trouble. Yes, Butterscotch, let's like the stream, guys. We are very close to 100 likes for the first time here. We are having only 23 more likes and we will be having 100 likes. So do like the stream, guys. You can definitely do that thing for our channel, for to support our channel also, and to support our Indian team here. We are focused on Gukesh. We are hoping that he will bounce back in this situation, because he has lost his first game, but he is playing awesome chess. Because if you remember, yesterday also Gukesh was trailing a lot, like he was in a very worse position in the second round, but he played magical chess, you can say. He drew the game against Daniel Dubois, a well-renowned technician, like he is a super player, and he drew almost losing game against Daniel Dubois. And today, if he manages to pull off something in this game and he manages to win, it will set a big setback for Dubois psychologically, and then Gukesh might go for the shorter time control and he might win. Because we all know this thing, that when it comes to shorter time control, kids are super fast. They always play, because this whole generation of kids who are like below 16 years old, they have played chess a lot online. They keep on playing bullet games, blitz games, so they are more than happy to play those games. So I feel like if the game goes to the blitz, then it will be like equal chances. You should make a video on my best games. Are you talking about your best games or my best games? Because Karthik is a phenomenal player, guys. Like, we can definitely make some videos on Karthik's games. But I need to like my best game, but don't follow this in your real life time like that. We need to, don't follow these stunts in your game. We need to write down that thing also in the title. There is not much imbalance in the Vidit's game. It might also end in draw. Yeah, miss. The thing is that I'll tell you about that structure. Okay, this is the structure you are talking about. No, in this structure, the main thing is like getting good squares for your pieces. If the pieces manage to get the good square in the position, then you might feel like, okay, you might get something better in the latter stage of the time. So this knight g5 move is played in order to get knight e4 and knight d6. If the knight gets a very solid spot on the d6 square, then white will just keep on pushing the pawn slowly and gradually, and white will get lots of space advantage, and then okay, white might get some big advantage after some time. So one thing lead to another, and one imbalances leads to another. So here, if you like talking about the imbalances, then I will say that space advantage is also one of the imbalances in the position. Space is one thing. So white is definitely having space in this situation. Black is lacking a little bit space. The bishop on e8 is more restricted than the bishop on g2. So comparison wise, the bishop on g2 I will always prefer. Okay, the knight on d5 is very nicely placed in the center of the board. Rooks are even, but if this knight gets the d6 square, then I will prefer this position, playing with the black pieces, with white pieces anytime. So let's see. मेरे गेम्स दिखाओगे तो जनता मारेगी पकड़ के. Maybe that will happen. Maybe you should stream with me or record a game with me, like learn from my mistakes or something like that. Then it might go viral, because we will talk about your games, the mistakes which you have done, and we will try to rectify those mistakes, because the mistakes which we do in our game, everybody makes the same mistakes. So it's a universal thing, so it might be helpful for everybody. It's a good idea. Stay tuned with me. Okay, we might do something like that. And guys, we are getting Gukesh winning. Wow, Gukesh is winning. Seriously. Okay, Gukesh, as I said, like, this is a pleasant position for him. It is not winning, because we were already here when he played bishop into g7. In just one move, you cannot say like he is winning. Okay, Bar is saying like, okay, he is better, but I'll tell you very honestly, I have played thousands of games against many strong players, and you should not rely on computer evaluation. This point, I can say like it is kind of equal. 1 point up is not a winning position. Means usually computer feels like 1 point up means you are 1 pawn up situation, but when humans are considered, then I will say like it is okay position. Like both the sides are having chances. Definitely white has more chances because of the pawn on a5 is a weakness, but apart from this thing, black doesn't have like any other weakness in the situation. So black might hold on to the position. I don't understand how this is going for Vidi. Well, Shreyas, I feel like in Vidi's game, if he might, okay, see, as I talked about, the knight, if the knight arrives on the d6 square, then it will be good for white. Now, Vidit is definitely going to play bishop into d5 here in this situation, and he will play good knight against the bad bishop. Because how do you understand whether it is a bad bishop or not? By looking at the pawn structure. When it comes to the bishop, pawn structure is very important, guys, because all important pawns on the board are on the light squares, and this is light square bishop. And if light square bishop is there, light square pawns are there, then the bishop is more restricted, and the knight will be having all the jumping spots in the world. And one more thing is there, the position is closed, it is not an open position. So when the position is closed, it means that the knight will be much more preferred than the bishop. So here, logically speaking, at some point he is going to capture on d5. If the knight goes from the board, then okay, Vidit will be having much more better position. Rook to c1. Yeah, he brought the rook. First of all, he's bringing the rooks in the game. And then he will do something in that situation also. So let's figure out like what is going to happen after some time. But I can assure you one thing, that if in this game bishop versus knight endgame happens, then Vidit will be winning this game for sure, 100% guaranteed, and Vidit will be through to the fourth round, guys. Oh, sorry, third round. Okay, so we'll wait for this thing, what his opponent is going to do. But Vidit is definitely in a much more better situation. And we can also say that in the previous round, everybody was talking like his opponent prepared very well and all. But now today is the day when Vidit is showing that who is the boss, who is very well prepared in the world. Obviously, Vidit is world-class player. His opponent is also a very great player. But when it comes to the Catalan opening, he is the master, because he is playing that opening. He knows ins and out about that opening since long time, because I have seen him playing this opening since last 20 years, guys. So amazing player. Yeah, we will have the look at Gukesh game also. In Gukesh game, what happened? Knight into g7, queen a3 he played, because he wanted to unpin the knight, because the knight can jump over any time, and the knight is having this square also on e5. He plays knight to e4, trying to exchange this knight. Okay, now I think he just support the thing, and if he gets the passed pawn, that will be good enough for him. Atulji, do the seconds help players prepare in these tournaments, or the team coach? Well, usually for the top players, in our Indian team, only 2 players are there who are 2 or 3 players, you can say, who might be having the seconds. Other players, they have coaches. Like seconds are different and coaches are different. Like coaches usually help you to, in order to like decide about the seconds also, but seconds work particularly on some important things. Like you can have a second only for the middle game, or you can have a second only for the particular opening. You can have multiple seconds, but coach will be a universal coach at the top level. He will decide about everything, like what to do, what not to do, which seconds to work with and all. So coach is a very big thing at the top level. Even for everybody, coach is a different thing, but they have specialized coaches who are just for them. They don't teach anybody else. They don't take care of any other students. Only one student is there for those coaches. So seconds, they keep on changing. So like in this tournament, Vidit definitely has his team. Harikrishna also has his team, and Harika Dronavali, she also has her team. Team is seconds are there in their team. So the coaches are there, obviously they are there to help. And one more thing I will tell you about the Indian team, the players who have lost, okay, they will not come home just like that. They will stay there, they will help the players, because everybody wants that our Indian guy should be there at the top. So even after this games get over or something, players will be staying back there helping their other teammates. So it's a great feeling to win something big for our country, and these players are going to help each other. So not only the coaches, not only the seconds, but players themselves are going to help each other. Okay, coming back to the game, bishop b5 was played, queen to d6 and knight into e4. Okay, I don't understand whether he should have gone for the endgame or not now, because queen into a3 might be played, rook into a3, and then he will capture bishop into e4 or d into e4, something like that, and then knight will be coming back in the game. So Vishy said that if no castling is allowed, English opening is the best. Both previous games were c4, today also c4. why c4 or not e4? Well, Anup, the thing is that in c4 your king will not be exposed very early in the game. That's the first factor, because whenever you play e4 your king is more exposed because you are playing the pawn in front of your king, and when c4 is played the game is not opened up so quickly, and then you can maneuver your king, like because you can play king pawn to g3, bishop g2, knight f3, or you can just keep the king in the center of the board also, because you are not going to push d or e pawn in that situation. So that's the main reason which I feel, because I was checking the previous games also. I felt like he in one of the game which he won in the first game, he kept his king in the center of the board and he played rook g1 and g4, something like that. So the king was kind of safe there. That's what my opinion is there about that c4 opening. And guys, we are growing slowly and gradually inching towards the 100 likes. Please do like the stream, guys, because our Indian tigers are fighting it out there. So let's see what is Vidit going to do. Okay, knight is there. He is playing rook to d4. He is going to go slow and steady, because see, Vidit, I think like he played rook to d4 because he want to play e4 and he doesn't want this knight to go on b4 square. Then in that case the knight will be pushed backward on c7 square, and then we never know like what's the thing. It's kind of interesting now. But okay, black also can play e4, e5, and the bishop might come on this diagonal. That's also something there. So we will wait for this thing. Why did he play rook to d4? I was thinking like maybe he will just play e4 earlier also. b4 is the only square. So Gukesh and Padmini's game, we need to check what happened in Padmini's game, guys, because this is also very important game for us. We left the situation when e5 was played. Knight goes to d2 square, the knight d7, knight c4. See, here also before the game, like this position happened, I talked about knight d2, knight c4 with the arrows, and I left the situation. That exactly same thing happened on the board, because these are the common plans. Because like when you know the plans, like when the d5 pawn is there, c4 square is there for the knight should be rotated to the c4 square. So this is a very common strategical things which players are playing in this situation. So f5 is played. Black needs to get some counterplay on this side of the board. If black doesn't get anything, then obviously the center pawn is going to dominate the board. So Padmini is playing like fighting something here in this situation, bishop to f2, and now bishop e1. Okay, the pawn on c3 is now well protected. And okay, we'll see. The knight on c4 is the main point, so maybe b5 might be played at any point in this situation, kicking out the knight on c4, and then Padmini can think about attacking the pawn on d5 more, because if the pawn on d5 falls, then she should be fine in the situation. Because after b5 the ideas of knight b6 attacking the pawn on d5 are also there. But one thing is there, after b5 knight a5 is also one of the thing which she needs to take care of, because the knight will be hitting the bishop on b7. So all things are there, and we are hoping that she will find out good moves and she will get some good counterplay in this situation, because this pawn is a dangerous pawn. Okay, coming back to Gukesh game, after this position we talked about the queens will be exchanged. Queens are exchanged. He captured bishop to e4, knight to e5, and rook to c7. Okay, g4 has been played, g5, f3. Okay, bishop went back, and okay, the knight is very well placed, the bishop is there. The only thing which I feel is like if white gets the file here for the rook, then only white will get some advantage. Otherwise it will be just an equal position. Just an equal position will be there. So if it's going to be just an equal position, then it will be difficult. So Gukesh needs to do something. The queens shouldn't have been exchanged, but they have exchanged the queens, because when the queens were there on the board, the chances were much more better for creating some counterplay. But now the queens are off the board, and okay, let's see whether, like, the only thing which I feel like Gukesh needs to get the b file. Oh, Fear wants his knight on c3 square. Really? So we can start with a5 and then play b5. Is that good? What are you talking about, Karthik? Can you please tell me? A5 and b5. Okay, in the previous position. Okay, she played a6, and then maybe she's going to play b5. Yeah, that is something there. b5 will be played at some point. Okay, in c3, okay, b4 was played in the game. After rook d4, b4 is played. Knight c3 is the move which he wants to go. He played rook c4. See, Vidit is a very clever guy. Okay, he says like, okay, the moment you are going to leave the pawn on b4, I am going to capture the pawn. So he first place his both the rooks on the fourth rank. The pawn on b4 is being attacked. Now black will be feeling the hit because he cannot play a5, he cannot play c5 to support the pawn on b4, and there are only two defenders, the knight on d5 and the rook on b8. These are the two defenders in the situation. And okay, what's there, what's going to happen, we'll check it out. One thing is there quite sure, like if e4 is played on the board, the knight needs to move, so black himself needs to play e5. The moment he plays e5, the rook needs to go somewhere. Okay, h4 is also one of the options, but okay, then e4 if you play, then it's pointless because the rook will be stuck on the other side of the board, so it's not a good idea. So e5 might be played on the board, and then rook h4, and then e4 will not be played. That's what I am saying, like maybe rook h4 will be played but not e4 from white side. a5 stopping knight to a5 and then b5. Yeah, that's Karthik is there, but she played a6 in the situation. That's what I will say. a6 and b5 has been played on the board, and she is kicking this knight away in this situation. But knight is having this e3 square, which is a good square, in the situation. Okay, let's see what happens in Gukesh game. Also, we will be switching through the games. Bishop g6 was played, and after that there is no move. So here b5. Okay, the knight has e3 square. Greedy Vidit going for free pawns. Yes. He's going for, but that pawn is not so easy to capture. Okay, that pawn is not easy to capture because, as I mentioned earlier, that in that situation, if e5 is played, then rook needs to go off for h4, and then if you play e4 in that situation, then the b4 pawn is just attacked by one rook. It is not being attacked by two rooks, so that's not that much easy. That's what I will say. Okay, one interesting idea which came up to my mind is like just play a6 and why not play knight b7, because in that situation the pawn on b4 will be hanging for sure. We will be hitting the rook on d8. Maybe this is something which Vidit might go for in future, but playing a6 also has one drawback which I can see now, because if you play a6, the knight will be going to c7 square. Means if you play this, knight will be going for this square, and the pawn on a6 looks bad. So we don't know what Vidit is going to. His opponent is still thinking. 10 minutes are there for him. Let's see whether Vidit can win this game or not. That's the question in front of us, guys. Do like the stream, guys, okay, because more you like, more we will get the support. Also, our Indian youngster and our chess queen also needs your support. Bishop into d5 and pick up the pawn. Possible or not? Let me check. Okay, e5. He played e5. This is what I was talking about. Once you play e5, the rook needs to be kicked away in this situation. Now rook h4 is the only way by which you will be putting some pressure on b4, because if you go back with your rook, then the b4 pawn is no longer being attacked. So then bishop into d5, okay, it will also there, but what if I think king e6 will be played in that case, just supporting the pawn. Then bishop into d5, c into d5, the rook needs to go back, and then you need to play with the pawn on the c file. So that's something there with the Vidit side. So is Vidit going to consolidate from the position or not? That's our question over here. So Karthik is like, so in Padmini's game, now that she has played a6, b5, knight a5, bishop has to move and knight can sit on c6 square. I'll check that game out, what is happening here. Knight a5, yeah, this knight is there, but what to do in this situation? Okay, we don't need to move the bishop. I think queen b6 is something which you can play. Queen b6, if she captures, then queen into b7. Still the pawn on d5 is being attacked. The point of playing b5 and a5 was that you don't allow white to play c4 and support the pawn here, because now if c4 is there, we can even capture, or we can even put the pawn to b4 square, trying to get your own passed pawn. Yeah, is it third round of no casting chess today or the fourth? It is third round. Bikram, we will be checking out that thing also, but after this stream I will be like streaming about that also. So we need to wait for that thing. We will be streaming about no casting, because it's going to be covered on our channel also. So stay tuned with me, guys. queen b6. This is what we were talking about. She will play queen to b6, and now the thing is like even if capture, the pawn on d5 will be attacked with knight to b6 or knight to f6. Rook will come on d8 square, and Padmini will definitely keep on pressurizing the d5 pawn. Right, guys? Guys, tell me, do you support today? Are we going to win? We means our youngsters and our like Indian team. Is our Indian team going to fight back? Because our Gukesh, the little one, he is fighting it hard. He plays bishop to c6. I think he played this thing because he wants to attack here. And the thing which I talked about, rook c1 and rook c5, he will be attacking here also. This is also one of the thing which is there. Wow, nice move to natural move to move the bishop. Vidit is playing games resulting in draw against lower rated players than him. Is this a problem for him for this tournament? No. Shreyas, it's not any problem. Like the main objective is to just qualify for the next round. So he might just draw the game, no issues. Because see, like all the top players, they like to take more risk in shorter time control because they believe their technique, they believe their intuition, because it is developed through lots of hard work. So even if the games are drawn in the initial stage of the tournament, that is completely fine because they are gearing up. And one more thing is also there, that they don't want to show up all their preparation right from the start. They will keep some of the important preparation for the next rounds, which are more tougher, because against lower rated players they can win just by going into the blitz game or rapid games, and they don't need to show up their show their preparation to their higher rated opponents. So they will be saving their preparation. That's one of the main strategies. So because that is what happened in past also. So Vidit is already a top player, and that's why he is just getting comfortable positions. He is drawing the games, and then he will be winning in the shorter time controls where he can win only on his strength. He doesn't need any opening preparation. Vidit lost his advantage. Okay, fine, no problem. the thing is that after rook h4, okay, king e6, a6. Oh, he played a6. I was talking about a6 earlier. Like if you remember, in this situation I was talking about a6 earlier, and he played a6, bishop to b1. Who said like Vidit lost his advantage? Who is that guy? Rohit? I don't think so. Vidit has lost his advantage. He's definitely having the advantage. Knight b7 is going to come on the board, man. Knight b7 is going to come. The b4 pawn is a weakness. How on earth? The point of a6 was to get the knight on b7 square. If the knight comes on the b7 square, the connection between the rook and the b4 pawn will be lost, and then we can take the pawn on b4, just like the greedy Vidit do. Like he does those things, right? He take the pawn and then he consolidates the position, then he will push the pawn and then he will win the game. Smooth thing will definitely happen. So so you cannot just say that he has lost the advantage. Rohit was that. Yeah, so Rohit, I think like yeah, he might win, right? He might win. What do you think? Guys who are new is there, don't forget to like the stream, make us reach, like help us reach to the 100 likes milestone. That is like a milestone for us, I know, because we are like new streamers. Yeah, go with it guys. Some hearts for the Vidit. If he wins this thing, then I'll be very happy, because he is just going to the third round, just going through it. Shreyas, I'm watching the game on chess.com. No, I have even put the chess.com logo on the screen, so you can understand it is on the chess.com. Okay guys, I think he is going to take some time to play his move. I'm expecting him to play knight b7. Maybe he will play something else also. We will check that thing out, but first we will go to the Padmini's game here. Okay, it was equalized, but Fear played bishop to b1, so again Vidit got the advantage. So Vidit is winning one. Yeah. But as I said, Rohit, don't rely on the computer. because the position is more important, and the position is good for Vidit only because the knight is there on d6 square, and the pawn is there on b4 square, the pawn is c5 square, and the bishop is not that much great bishop. This bishop is much more preferred. That's the thing, like why with this position is much more better. It's not about the computer evaluation, it's about the positional concepts which are important for us. And the way he has lifted his rook, he has shown that okay, his rooks are more active than the opponent's rook. Compare the pieces, always compare the pieces between two sides, white side and black side. If you compare the pieces, if you say like okay, there are like in this situation 4 pieces are there on the board, if 3 of your pieces are much more better than your opponent's pieces, then definitely you are having advantage. And one more thing is also there in chess, space advantage makes a big role. So here white is definitely having more space in the situation, so white is much more better in this situation. I will say like any day, if the endgame happens, white is the one you should prefer. Yeah, let's reach 100 likes. Yeah, Vidit long time. Oh, for Vidit, he has played thousands of game in last 1 year, guys, in 3 minutes. So no worries for that thing. It's not a low time for Vidit. Vidit will definitely win if he gets the great position. So we will check out our Gukesh game. What improvement? Oh, nice. See, guys, he has got the C file now. He has got the C file now. It is complete positional advantage for our youngster. He is going to go after the a5 pawn anytime, rook c6, rook a6, and the pawn on a5 might fall on the board. Okay, I now I'm feeling good, like he is positioned, because earlier we talked about this thing, like if he gets the c file, then only he will get something in the position, and he has got the c file. Now he will be grinding down his opponent. Dubo is in trouble. Like Gukesh is the person, means a player who knows his stuff. Dhruv Gandhi. Hello Dhruv, good to have you here. Good to have you here. Even if you are going away, Dhruv, don't forget to like the stream before you go. And Vidit OP should be there in the chat, guys. And Gukesh also, because this lad who is fighting it hard, if he wins this game, then he will force his opponent to go into the tie breaks, guys, in blitz. And to force Daniel Dubois to go into the tie breaks, that too in the blitz, is amazing stuff. Like he lost his first game. It is a must-win situation for Gukesh, and he is fighting it very, very cleverly. Like okay, now what? Like he is going to get like okay, b5 is there, but why not we play? Okay, if we play the knight c7 might be happening. So I don't think so. He will play rook to a6 in this situation, because knight c7 and knight into b5 is coming on the board, and the pawns will be exchanged. So he needs to keep an eye on the c7 square. All is going good, yes. Only Padmini's game, we need to check it out, guys. Padmini's game, what is happening on Padmini's game? Is she got anything? Okay, see, c4, b4. She is also getting some play in the situation. This pawn will be prevented anytime because the knight is there. So Padmini is out of danger for sure. She might play knight e8, knight d6, attacking the pawn on c4. This is a bad bishop. That's what I'll say. The pawns, if they are like stopped in this situation, then Padmini should get some play with the b and e pawn. So like let's see what means. All are like, we have hopes on all this. She plays knight e8. Knight is the best blockader. Knight is the best blockader in the position, and she is going for the d6 square. That's what I feel like. Okay, guys, this game we will check it out because both the players are having oh wow, Sarai is saying like, oh no, I am going to get my rook on the g file. Your king is little bit weak. I'm going to do something about that thing. Amazing, amazing. Okay, Gukesh, what happened in Gukesh game? Rook b7, bishop b5, rook c6, and rook d8. Okay, he is still thinking about the position. He is having only 1 minute, and with this game, oh wow, they have some improvement here. We were around this situation. e5 was played, and then bishop h3 check. Wow, interesting. Bishop to f5. He exchanged the bishop. Knight is the dominating. He got one pawn, second pawn. Wow, wow, amazing, amazing. Okay, Vidit is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawn. Opponent is having 5 pawns. The king is there in the center of the board. Rooks are coming on the 7th rank. I think Vidit is going to pocket this point for sure. He's going to pocket the point, guys. Now rook into a7 will be played anytime. The king is stuck here, and even if the rook comes here somewhere, like king is always having the pawn, like the square on the g2 square. So this is definitely going to be a winning position for Vidit. Vidit OP should be there in the chat, guys. Vidit is going to win for sure. Amazing. Claps for Vidit. We'll wait for a while. Okay. Fine. So we'll come back to this game of, okay, Gukesh has played rook c8. He wants to exchange the rooks, and then maybe he is going for the rook a8, and then he is going for this thing. And one more possibility which I can see is there, bishop c6 and capture the pawn on d5. But in that case, these checks are something which are annoying to me. So maybe he's just going to hold to the position, because this rook should not be activated. This is the one thing which I can see, that the rook should not be allowed to become active in the situation. So this guy is this guy is going to grind down his opponent, guys. And can you see on the screen, Gukesh is there with me. Actually, that photo we clicked when Gukesh became the second youngest grandmaster in the history of chess. And the last game which he won, I was there just next to him. And I know Gukesh since long time. Like I played like Gukesh actually became the first article on Gukesh was written by me on ChessBase India. You can check that out. Atul Dahale, just check opening encyclopedia, and you will see my game against Gukesh. That was the first article which was written about Gukesh. And after that, the boy was like, he's unstoppable. He is doing great stuff. Vidit OP, let's convert this. Yeah, it's going to convert for sure. It's going to convert for sure. Bishop into d5 will be played here. Like Gukesh is going to convert here. Bishop into d5. Yeah, that was the first like we took that photo in Delhi. He became the grandmaster in Delhi, and this was just taken just after his Miss Gukesh completed his final norm. That time we clicked that photo. Okay, bishop into d5, knight b4. Okay guys, he is going to win this game for sure. Like, he's pawn up. I think like he's going to win, because the pieces from black side, they are not at all active. Bishop c4 will be played, controlling everything. Bishop will go to b5 square, and then one by one he might capture the a5 pawn also. Oh my god, he is going to win. And one more thing is there, if this check happens, then knight will go to this square. The only worried thing is like knight c2, knight e1, and there should not be a check on g2 square. Yeah guys, this is the article on ChessBase India. I wrote this article. Thanks Karthik for sharing the article. Thank you very much. And if you want to know like how to prepare the openings, then this article definitely you can read, guys. Okay, it's all about how to prepare the openings with the help of the opening encyclopedia. Bishop to e4. He is going to exchange the bishop, because there were certain threats around here, and he doesn't want to have any threats against the king. That's why he's playing. So guys, we are going to focus on Gukesh game, because Gukesh is having only 3 seconds, and that's kind of crucial. Here Vidit is maybe going to crush his opponent, so we'll not go to that game. First Gukesh game we will be focusing. And what's happening here? Oh, Padmini is a little bit in trouble, I will say, like, or not. Okay, the king is safe, no issues. This bishop should be exchanged, but she cannot exchange this bishop. Knight into f5 will be played. Bishop into f5 is not a possibility, because queen into h6 will be played. If rook f5 is there, so knight into f5 is the move which she must play in order to, yeah, she played this thing. The position has been equalized, but we don't want equal position. Okay, if the game draws, then it is a very bad situation. Don't worry about that thing. Vidit will definitely win, but we are just worried about this Gukesh game, because even if Vidit draws the game, he will definitely convert his advantage or anything in the blitz game, guys. So don't worry about that thing. Gukesh game is more important for us, because Gukesh is fighting for his spot. Like, if he draws this game, then he is out of the contention. So we have to, Miss Gukesh have to win this game, guys. This is very interesting, and he's playing in seconds. He have to hold on to his nerves, and Daniel Dubois is obviously trying to draw the game. That's what I can say. Let's see what's going to happen. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah, definitely I'll like replace the pin. Thanks for sharing. Bishop into e4 has been played. F into e4. Oh my god. The pawn structure is broken now, guys. The pawn structure f6. Oh, now knight d3 check is going to come. Shit. Knight d3 and then knight f2 check will also come. And if he wants to go back, okay, this is not good for us. This is not good. Gukesh had some advantage, but now it seems to be not there. Daniel Dubois might go for check, 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 check. It will be a draw. It will be a draw. Knight d3 check is coming. If king f2, rook f2 check, and then again he can go for rook a2, and if king d1 is played in that situation, knight f2 check, king e1, knight to d3. It will be a draw in that case. This is not good for us. This is not good. If this game is drawn, then Gukesh will be out of the contention. Padmini in a good position. We will check that thing. This might okay. Padmini's game is also very interesting. Oh my god! Wow! Wow! What just happened? f5, knight into f5, rook into f5, rook into f5. Oh, nice! Wow! Queen f8. Okay, the queen has struck, guys. The queen, miss, I'm talking about the Padmini. She has struck back here in this situation. She is going to have these passed pawns and she is going to crush. Okay, wow, amazing. She has forced this tiebreak, guys. And now the games are going to get into the tiebreaks very soon. Blitz will be fun, guys. Blitz will be fun to cover up. Wow, amazing. I told you in the previous, she is going to fight. She is a fighter, guys. She is going to fight and she is going to win. We were talking about when she lost. I told you this thing because I have played against her and she always fights in the game. Amazing, amazing. Queen f8 and then what? Like, okay, the queen might go back, but the pawns are there. She will just move the rook somewhere on f2 square. That is also one of the things. The queen rook g8 thing is there, but we can play queen f6 will be played. Rook f2 is also there because if we play this capture rook to g8 and okay, the two rooks are there. This pawn is there and the threat of many threats are there around there. So I think she is going to win for sure. Rook f2 she might play. Two rooks will be enough for her to win. She played rook f3 attacking the queen. She is asking the question to this queen. Okay, now amazing. Padmini OP should be there in the chat, guys. Padmini is winning. Padmini is winning. She fought back. She fought back. She is winning now. Yeah, Shreyas, I'm not doubtful about Vidit. Vidit will definitely, but Padmini was in must-win situation. And she is winning. Amazing. Amazing, guys. Traps for her. D6. Okay, fine. Rook f2 should be played. This pawn is a dangerous pawn, but okay, this is covered by this thing. Rook is covering the d8 square, so no need to worry about that thing. Yeah, Padmini OP. Thanks, Butterscotch. Padmini OP. And guys, with this thing, make it 100 likes very soon. Make it 100 likes. We are very close to 100 likes. Yeah, Gukesh missed it, but what can we do? At least one player, because Gukesh had a great position, but as I said, like, it's not clear when you are playing against such a tough opponent. Pratichi Majumdar, yes, Padmini OP. Guys, do write it down, Padmini OP in the chat. Okay, that will be great. Okay. Now what to do? Should we push the pawn? Should we push the pawn or should we play rook to f2? Both, no, but rook into f2 means queen is going to capture on e4. Maybe we can play e3 first and then go for the rook to f2. Even Gukesh is doing fine. Yeah, Gukesh is doing fine, but we will check it out. But this game definitely Padmini is going to, I will check out the Gukesh game. What's going to happen? Gukesh should win this game and we will check out with this game also. It's been a long time since we have checked it. Okay, the pawn is there. The check comes here. King will go to this square. This is the only square for the king. And what? Rook d7 check. King will come here. Then we have this check. King will go to f3 square and rook d3. Oh my god, it's a mate. It's mate in 4, guys. King e4, rook b4, rook c4, rook c4, king f3 and rook d3 check and mate. Vidit has won his game, guys. Vidit has won his game. Vidit OP should be there in the chat, guys. Vidit won his game. This game will be over. I think game is over. Vidit won the game, guys. Wow, amazing. He checkmated his opponent and he is through to the third round. And now we will come back to This game, I'll just show you like what was the mate. If you play here, then this check, the rook comes here, then this, and then rook to d3 was a check and mate here in this position. Yeah, Vidit wins, guys. And okay, oh my god, what happened? Rook g8 check. Oh, mate, how is it possible? One move before she was clearly winning, and this rook g6, and she played rook into d7. Oh my god, she could have just captured rook into g6 also. Just exchange the pieces and play queen g7 so that there will not be any check. This is tough, guys. Chess is very tough. Chess is very tough. I thought like she is going to win, that's why I just left it. But when you make this kind of mistake, you will never forget. I know this thing, like it has happened with me also in past. One move checkmate we can never forget, and that too at this crucial position. Oh my god, this is sad. This is really sad. I am feeling sad. This was completely unexpected. Okay, Gukesh is I thought like she is going to win at g5. Okay, this is going to be a draw. Everything is equal. Like he has sacrificed a piece or what? Like yeah, he sacrificed a piece. Knight into f6, king into f6, and h into g5. Okay, these two pawns are there. That's what I can say. This pawn will fall for definitely. This pawn will also fall. Black should be able to draw the game. Black should be able to draw the game, because even if you capture here, g into h5, if you play, rook will come here, will capture this pawns, and then if you capture on e7, I capture here, king h2 here, then okay, the knight and the two rooks are there, even king into h5, and then we will get back the king. And here white is the one who needs to be careful, because if this pawn falls, then if this pawn goes forward, then black is the one who is yeah, she will be frustrated. That was something which was not expected, guys. That was something which was not expected. Yeah, she fought very amazingly, like here, and one move blunder, and the last time she is like here also you can say like she is still winning here. She just one mistake, one blunder, and the game was just over. She was still winning in the like till the last moment she was winning. That's why they say no, it's not over until it's over. Yeah, in time she was playing in time pressure since long time, and she played this move quickly. She had 16 seconds and she played quickly. She had 6 seconds or something, and then she played, and that was like quick movement. She played. She should have played. We don't know, like they are playing in big pressure, guys. A lot of pressure is there, and playing under pressure, that too in time pressure, must in situation, we can't say anything like okay. But still I will say like great play by Padmini. She fought very bravely, guys, very bravely. Padmini OP should be there. We should not forget that the way she has fought. Amazing stuff. Okay, here this our guy is going to fight. Okay, he is fighting, but it should be a draw. Vidit has already qualified for the next spot. Okay, great. At least some good news is there. Guys, whoever there is in the chat, like do like write it down, Padmini OP in the chat. Support her, like send some tweet on Twitter also. Send her some messages, like tweet about her, something like that. Support her, like tell her that we all are there. She fought bravely. If you have the Twitter account or something like that, just write something good about her. That in the end, like she is the champion, guys, national champion, Asian champion, so she needs support from the fans. Okay, what happened here? Rook e2. and this is going to be a draw very soon. Yeah, she will bounce back, but this tournament is over for her. But okay, she will definitely come back sometime. I'm good chess action. And guys, if you are leaving the stream, don't forget to like the stream before you leave. Okay, but we still have one game. Our youngster Gukesh is still fighting. We are going to wait for him, and I'm going to go live once again, guys. With the next stream will be related to Anand versus Kramnik game, no casting rule. Okay. Yeah, she fought amazing guys. I will be streaming Kramnik versus Anand after this. I will end this stream in few minutes, and then I will get back on the next stream. Kramnik versus Anand no castling match is going on, so we will be streaming about that. So stay tuned with me, come back for that stream also. We will definitely enjoy our like great champion, like with the like here Vishy Anand is going to play, guys, and Kramnik is also a great champion, so it will be fun to watch their games, how they are playing. And it is a very unique format, like no castling means you cannot really castle in that situation, and it will be great. So thanks for being there, but I will be coming back. We will wait for this game to get over, and then we will start with the Vishy Anand versus Kramnik match also in the next stream. So I hope that you will be there with me in that stream also. And thanks for making it 100 likes today. And about Gukesh, you can read the article which I have written in ChessBase, guys, ChessBase India. So in that that was one of the first articles which was written about Gukesh, like how strong he is. He was already a champion, national champion. He's in age group. That time when I played against him, he was just 10 years old, guys. So he is the fighter. Okay, now this is difficult for Gukesh. Like he is not having good position. He sacrificed a piece to try to do something, but it did not work out for him. Now it's difficult. Okay, fine. Like this might end in a draw very soon. Hi Bharat. Yeah, it's a well-deserved milestone, I think. Today there were very interesting game, but only sad part is like in the end I was hoping like Padmini will definitely strike back in the second hand. She was winning also, but somehow she made a blunder. That was very unfortunate blunder which she played, rook into d7, and everything just changed. Like it was, but okay, this is a part of the game, and it will be difficult for her to go through this thing after she goes home or something like that. I don't know how she is going to handle this thing, but she played like a lioness, I will say today. Amazing stuff. Padmini OP there in the chat, guys. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, who were there with me, and it was a great show for us. So I'll be meeting very soon after some time at 8:30. The game has been drawn. All our important games are over, guys, and they agreed for a draw. Gukesh run has been over. So in the next round, Vidit Gujrathi is the only player who has qualified for the third round in this tiebreaks. There were 3 tiebreaks which were important for us, but okay, we were expecting more. But okay, our youngsters are playing against pretty strong players. We still have 2 more youngsters which are going to play in the third round, that is Praggnanandha and Nihal Sarin. Along with it, we have experienced players. Vidit Gujrathi is there, Harika is there, and not to forget our Adhiban is also going to be there. And in women's section, we have Harika Dronavali who will be playing in the third round. So we are hoping that they will be going towards the end, and Vidit Gujrathi will be playing against Adhiban in the next round. So one of the Indian player will be going to the fourth round, that's for sure. So guys, we will be catching up with all this action tomorrow, and with this World Cup we will be meeting tomorrow also at 5:30. So be there with me, and after some time I will start streaming about Vishy Anand versus Kramnik. So be there with me. Thanks for being there. Thanks for all your love and support. We'll be meeting very soon in just 10 or 15 minutes. I'll come back. Okay, take care, goodbye. And India OP should be there in the chat. Padmini OP should be there. Of course, Vidit has one. Vidit OP will be there. So don't forget to leave the stream with some OP for our Indian players. Okay, thanks for being there. Take care. I will be meeting very soon in 10-15 minutes. I'm coming back.